Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of Silver Run Elementary School with Let's Go Fly a Kite from Mary Poppins. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? We have a special group joining us here today. We welcome the kids from Highland High School who are with us here today. Highland High School is in attendance. In particular, we would like to extend a very special welcome to my good friends Mike, Shane, Dan, and Chuck. Welcome Mike, Shane, Dan, and Chuck to Riversharks Baseball.
This is Long Island Ducks baseball.
Justin Davies at the plate, the winning run at third. Crowd going nuts. Swung on, bouncing ball left side, off the mitt, up third baseman Brad Strauss. Here comes Willie Rodriguez. Justin Davies has done it again. The Ducks are one quack away from the championship. Jason Johnson makes the catch. He makes the catch, and the Long Island Ducks have swept the Camden Riversharks. They are the 2004 Atlantic League champions.
Line bunts up the third baseline. Esquivel charging in. They're not going to have a play, and the Ducks are the champions of the Atlantic League here in 2012. Going back is Adam Bailey. He settles under it. He makes the catch. Adam Bailey makes the catch. And for a second straight year, the Atlantic League trophy will reside on Long Island. The Ducks are the Atlantic League champions.
And now it's time for the Long Island Ducks North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital pregame show.
We are live here at Campbell's Field in Camden, New Jersey. It is time once again for Long Island Ducks baseball. And today, the Ducks and the Riversharks will play two. It's a day-night doubleheader here in Camden as the Ducks and the Sharks take the field for game one at 11:05 in the morning. Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Pollack. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play for all of today's action. I hope your day is off to a terrific start. The Ducks are hoping to continue their terrific play of late. They win it yesterday by a count of 9-1 over these Riversharks in the first meeting between these two teams here at Campbell's Field this year. So a good start to the series for Long Island. They will look to continue their winning ways here today. Long Island has been very, very good of late, as they have improved their record to 22-16 overall, their new high water mark of the season. At 6 games over 500, they have gone 6-4 in their last 10. But they have now won 4 of 5 overall against the Camden Riversharks this season, and this win coming after they took 2 of 3 from the York Revolution over the Sunday through Tuesday stretch. So again, a good start to the series last night. Billy Buckner picking up his first victory of the season to improve to 1-1. Sean Gleason took the loss. He pitched well, but didn't get any run support because of the great pitching from Buckner and the Ducks bullpen. And so Gleason dropped to 2-3 in a game that started off in a bit of a delay, a 47-minute delay at the beginning because of unplayable field conditions over by second base. They were able to get that corrected. The two teams were able to play a good pitcher's duel throughout, and then the Ducks put the game away with a 7-run ninth inning. So the Ducks with the win improved to 22-16 on the season. They're 5.5 games in back of the Somerset Patriots in the Liberty Division standings. Camden now 11 games in back of the Patriots, tied with Bridgeport for third in the league. And the Riversharks are 17-22 now on the season. They have lost 3 in a row and really scuffling of late. Ducks improving to 1 game over 500 on the road with their win yesterday. They're now 11-10 away from Bethpage Ballpark this season. As for the Riversharks, they dropped to 500 here at home. They're now 9-9 here at Campbell's Field. And the Ducks also with the win yesterday improved to 7-8 against their own division, that is the Liberty Division. So again, a good start to the series for the Ducks yesterday, and now we'll have a day-night doubleheader today. First game at 11:05 here in the morning, and game 2 will begin at 7:05 later on tonight. Game 1 will feature 2 right-handers, Mark Rogers for the Ducks, Zachary Clark for the Riversharks. Both pitchers have struggled throughout the course of the season. And then in game 2, it'll be a pair of southpaws on the mound. Lefty Andrew Barbosa for Long Island, who has been superb this season since coming to the Ducks in mid-May. And he'll be opposed by lefty and former Duck Bill Murphy, who has struggled here in his second season with the Riversharks. We'll take a break here on the pregame show. When we come back, we'll recap yesterday's win, highlights included, as again the Ducks took the opener of this 4-game series by a count of 9-1 last night.
Hi, this is manager Kevin Byers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
We are back here at Campbell's Field as the Long Island Ducks and the Camden Riversharks get set for the opener of their day-night doubleheader today. The game will begin at 11:05 here in the morning, Game 2 at 7:05. And here on the pregame show, we'll recap yesterday's win for the Ducks. A great start to this series for Long Island, a game that the box score and the final score really doesn't dictate how close the game was. But Long Island wins it 9-1 yesterday. The offense was spectacular for the Ducks, 14 hits throughout the game. And the pitching also equally as good as they limited the Riversharks to just 1 run on 4 hits. So we go through the highlights. Neither team was able to plate a run in the first inning of the ball game, and after the Ducks missed out on a bases-loaded 2-out opportunity in the second inning, with 1 out in the bottom of the second, Joel Guzman lifted a solo home run to left center off of Ducks starter Billy Buckner. It was Guzman's second home run of the season. And so the Riversharks took a 1-0 lead. But in the third, the Ducks would immediately tie up the ball game as Lou Ford led off the inning against Sean Gleason. Payoff to Ford, swung on and ripped in the air to left, well hit, going back is Crawford at the warning track, near the wall, he jumps up and you can forget it. A solo home run over the left field wall for Lou Ford. His 5th of the season, his league-leading 34th RBI, and the Ducks, just like that, have tied the score at 1 here in the third inning. So Lou Ford's solo home run made it a 1-1 ball game. The pitchers would settle in after that. Neither side was able to push across a run in either the 4th or the 5th innings. But in the 6th, the Ducks would take the lead for good, as with 1 out in the inning, Ricci Corona singled to center. Mike Blank followed with a single to left. First and second, 1 out, and up came Dan Lyons. 0-1. Now Lyons swings, lines this one into left center field. That's going to be a base hit. Corona will round third. He will come home. The throw is into third by Crawford. It's an RBI single to left center for Dan Lyons. And the Ducks have their first lead of the night. They go in front by a count of 2-1. Lyons with his 14th RBI of the year, giving the Ducks the lead. They were in front at that point by a count of 2-1, and they would take that 2-1 lead all the way to the 9th inning with them. Long Island not scoring in the 7th or the 8th against the Camden bullpen. Riversharks, after Billy Buckner was lifted in the 6th inning, Patrick Kreider, Bruce Kern, and Amalio Diaz combined to retire all 8 hitters they face. So the 9th inning came, the Ducks leading by just a run, and Eric Smith was brought in to face Dan Lyons. Well, Lyons would reach on an infield single to short and would move to second when the throw from Roberto Susini went wide of first. Brian Sabatello followed with an infield single to short to put runners at the corners with nobody out, and Delta Cleary Jr. was hit by a pitch to load up the bases. So bases loaded, nobody out in the 9th inning, and the batter was Lou Ford. Ford gets ready at the plate, the 0-1. Inside it hit Ford, and that is going to force home a run. That one either caught him in the upper back or in the helmet. Well, Lou Ford obviously not happy about that. No way that is intentional, because as Smith in a 1-run game, the last thing you want to do is force home a run, but it's going to be a hit by pitch that brings home a run, and the Ducks now lead it 3-1. So the bases loaded hit by pitch, the second straight hit batter, made it a 3-1 game at that point, and then Cody Puckett would follow Ford. 2-1. Puckett swings, grounds one to the left side, fielded by the third baseman. He comes home. The throw is a bit off target, and they say the runner is safe. They say that the throw pulled Jose Heel off the bag at the plate, and a run will score, and the Ducks lead 4-1. So the fielder's choice error on Mike Costanzo, his 7th error of the year, made it a 3-run ball game. Bases still loaded, and John Griffin was the next hitter. But the throw was offline, the 1-0. Griffin lines this one into center field, a base hit. Scoring from third is Cleary Jr. Ford will round third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. A 2-run single up the middle for John Griffin. Now the Ducks add 2 more here in the 9th. They lead 6-1. For Griffin, it was his 3rd hit of the game. RBIs 27 and 28 on the year. So 2 more scoring on the 2-run single by Griffin. Smith would settle down to strike out Prentice Redmond, but he would allow a walk to Ricci Corona to reload the bases. Out of the game came Smith. In came former Duck lefty Daniel Herrera. He got Mike Blank to fly to right for the 2nd out of the inning. but Dan Lyons came up to the plate and he continued the run-scoring party. And the 3-2, Lyons swings, lines it into left field, base hit, Dan Lyons. His third hit of the game. Puckett will score, Griffin will score. It's a 2-run, 2-out single for Dan Lyons. 6 runs here in the ninth, and it is now an 8-1 Long Island lead. So Lyons' third hit of the game, his second hit of the inning. And Long Island had an 8-1 lead, and Sabatella would close out the run scoring next. Again, one swing from Costanzo could have tied the game. The 3-1 ripped up the middle and into center field, a base hit for Sabatella. Corona will round third and come home to score. Another 2-out RBI hit for the Ducks, and it's now a 9-1 advantage. So all things considered for the Ducks, 7 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, 2 hit batters, and a walk in the inning. Just a sloppy inning overall for the Riversharks, but it made a 2-1 game, a 9-1 game that prevented the Ducks from needing to use Ryan Cushmall, and so instead Frank DiGiulio Jr. came on in the 9th inning, allowed a 1-out double to Mike Costanzo, but he followed that up with a strikeout of Joel Guzman, and got Carlos Guzman to pop out to left for the final out of the game. The Ducks held on for the 9-1 win. The final totals, it was 9 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Ducks. They left 11 men on base. For the Riversharks, a run on 4 hits, 2 errors. They left 5. Billy Muckner, the win, improved to 1-1. Sean Gleason, the loss, and he fell to 2-3. No save. The game took 3 hours and 3 minutes after the 47-minute delay at the start of the game in front of a crowd of 3,132 here at Campbell's Field. So the Ducks improved to the new high water mark of the year at 22-16. They'll look for their 4th straight win here in Game 1. It would also be the 300th win of Kevin Baez' managerial career. He is at 299 right now, and he's looking for number 300 here in the opener of the Twin Bill. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at the pitching matchup for Game 1. Again, it's righty Mark Rogers for the Ducks and righty Zachary Clark for the Riversharks.
Hi, this is Bud Harrelson, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bayshore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Back here at Campbell's Field, getting ready for today's opener of the day-night doubleheader. It's the Long Island Ducks and the Camden Riversharks this morning. The two teams will reconvene again later today for the nightcap of the doubleheader at 7:05. Well, for the opener of the doubleheader, Kevin Baez will use right-hander Mark Rogers to fill in the slot in the rotation with 2 games here today. And Rogers has had some struggles this year for the Ducks. 6 games, 5 starts overall. He is 1-3 with a 5.72 ERA, 15 hits in 22 innings allowed, has walked 14 and struck out 19. His last outing came on Sunday against the York Revolution in relief, that 15-inning marathon. And he got out of 2 gems, one in the 13th inning and one in the 14th inning for a good start. But Long Island could not get the run they needed to win the game. And then in the 15th inning, Rogers allowed a leadoff solo home run to Sean Smith. It was Smith's first home run since the homer he division series last year in which he tore his patellar tendon. So a memorable home run for Sean Smith, and it ended up giving the Revolution a 4-3 lead that would go on to win by that score, and Rogers would suffer the loss. Ultimately, went 2 1/3, gave up a run on a hit and a walk while striking out 1. His last start was on May 20th in York as part of the 11-9 Ducks win, but he really struggled, allowing 3 runs on just 2 hits and 3 walks in only 1 inning of work before he was lifted. The Ducks had to use a lot of their bullpen in that game after Rogers' rough start, but he'll get the start here today, and hoping to show manager Kevin Baez why he deserves to stick on the pitching staff, especially have an opportunity to continue to start for this team. As for the Riversharks, they will go with right-hander Zachary Clark, who on the season has appeared in 3 games, 2 of them starts, and is 0-1 with a 4.82 ERA. 9 1/3 innings of work, has given up 11 hits, 5 walks to 6 strikeouts. His last start came on Saturday, May 30th against the Revolution here at this ballpark, and he gave up 5 innings of work, gave up 5 hits, 3 runs, 1 of them earned, and he walked 2 while striking out 3. Took a no decision in a game that the Revolution eventually won 4-3 over the Riversharks in 11 innings. His start before that, though, came against the Ducks. That was Saturday, May 23rd in Game 1 of a day-night doubleheader at Bethpage Ballpark. He took the loss in that one, a 5-1 Ducks victory, and in that start, the Ducks roughed up Clark for 4 runs on 6 hits. In 3 1/3 innings, he walked 2 and struck out 3, and the Ducks won that game by a count of 5-1. So both Clark and Rogers are hoping to get back on the right track here and have a good start today. But we will see who ends up becoming the victor of either of those two. And we'll see if the Ducks can continue their winning ways, A, over the Riversharks this year, but B, in general, and earn their 4th consecutive win. We'll take another break. When we come back, the starting lineups and the first pitch of this morning's game between the Long Island Ducks and the Camden Riversharks.
Hey fans, this is pitching coach Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks' official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
Family fun every time. Beautiful evening for baseball. Big action every time. He reaches up, it's gone! Great value every time. And the Ducks have won it 7-1. The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season. And with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Back here in Camden, New Jersey, as the Camden Riversharks are currently taking the field, being announced one by one to the crowd, which is a good one here today. We were told by Lindsey Rosenberg, the general manager of the Riversharks, that they've sold 5,000 tickets for today's morning game. Lots of school groups are in attendance, youth groups as well, for the opening game of this series. And so many of the kids out on the field getting ready to perform before the game. Many of them are out behind the third base dugout performing a tunnel for the players to head out onto the field. Many also in the crowd all the way around here at Campbell's Field for the start of today's doubleheader between the Ducks and the Riversharks. 11:05 a.m. start time for Game 1, 7:05 start time for Game 2. We'll have all the action for you for both games. Game 1 here on YouTube, and Game 2 will be on our flagship radio station, 103.9 FM. Now we're going to turn things over to the field for God Bless America and the National Anthem. That was today's performance of God Bless America.
For Fleetwood Elementary. Beautiful job with God
Fleetwood
Bless
Elementary
America.
with God Bless America
And
today.
ladies and gentlemen, here to present today's national anthem, we welcome the kids from Mount Pleasant School.
So it's now the Mount Pleasant School who will perform the national anthem. Mount Pleasant School with here today at Campbell's Field. The speaker right above our broadcast booth not really working very well, so unfortunately couldn't really hear it as well, but they did a good job, and we are just about ready for baseball here on this Friday morning. Well, here's the lineup that Kevin Byas will send out today. It has one notable absence in it. Brian Sabatella will lead off. He is the designated hitter, batting second, and playing center field is Delta Cleary Jr. And in the 3 spot today is the third baseman Cody Puckett, taking the usual spot that is occupied by Lou Ford. But don't worry, Ducks fans, he is not injured. He is actually not here today, as he is attending the wedding of none other than former Long Island Duck Craig Binnick. He is part of the wedding party, so congratulations to former Long Island Duck Craig Binnick on his wedding as he gets married here today. And so Lou Ford is attending that currently, which means his consecutive games played streak will end at 178 regular season games, technically 179 if you include the suspended game against the Lancaster Barnstormers on May 18th, but that game has not been finalized yet. So until it is, it's 178 consecutive games during the regular season. If you combine them with playoff games, it's 182 consecutive Atlantic League games overall. So that consecutive games played streak will come to an end here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Cody Puckett batting third again at third base. John Griffin is the cleanup hitter. He will play first base. Batting fifth, serving as the right fielder, is Prentice Redmond. Jose Morales will do the catching and hit sixth. Blake Davis is at second base. He will bat seventh. Hitting eighth and playing left field, Eric Komatsu. And rounding out the order for the Long Island Ducks is the shortstop, and that is Dan Lyons. And again, they will all face Zachary Clark, the right-hander Camden Riversharks. On the other side for the Riversharks, who are managed by Chris Witcher, Brandon Chavez will lead off. He is the shortstop. Batting second and playing right field is Carlos Guzman. Patty Matera will serve as the second baseman and hit third. And in the bat fifth, hitting sixth, down from the cleanup spot in the order, is the third baseman Mike. Batting seventh, playing left field is Mike Costanzo. So we are just about ready to go. The crowd is standing and cheering, ready for the first pitch from the right-hander Zachary Clark. Again, lots of kids in attendance here today at Campbell's Field. First pitch is taken inside for ball one, and we are underway at about 11:13 in the morning here at Campbell's Field. Cloudy skies overhead, but a cool, chilly day at Campbell's Field. No rain, though, in the 1-0. There's a fastball in for a strike. That'll even up the count at 1-1 on Brian Sabatella, who is hitting .274 on the year with a home run and 16 runs batted in. Clark winds and fires, and Sabatella takes another fastball over the outside corner for a strike. That'll run the count now to 1-2. Lightly from right to left, out towards that left field foul pole right now. And the 1-2 on the way is swung and grounded to the left side. The third baseman cannot get it. It is in between third and short and in the left field. And Brian Sabatella with a leadoff base hit. I don't think either would have been able to get Sabatella out, even if they came up with the ball perfectly in the hole between third and short. But Sabatella is able to reach on the single. That is how we start off here on this Thursday morning. So 1 on, nobody out in the speedy Sabatella, and up to the plate will step Delta Cleary Jr., the center fielder, a switch hitter batting from the left side. Clark will work out of the stretch. And the first pitch is taken low and inside for ball number 1. Cleary Jr. at .317 on the year, 20 hits and 63 at-bats, no homers and 6 runs batted in. Sabatella takes his lead at first, being held on there by Joel Guzman. Here's the 1-0, and Cleary Jr. takes a fastball up and outside for ball number 2. 325 feet down both the left and the right field lines to the foul pole here at Campbell's Field. 405 feet to straightaway center. The ballpark plays very deep in both of the gaps as well. And so if you want to hit it out, the best way to do it is hit it right down the lines. 2-0 pitch as Sabatella leads at first. Clark deals and Cleary Jr. takes low and outside, scooted away from the catcher briefly, but Eddie Serrano keeps it close enough to prevent Sabatella from going to second. And the count now 3-0. The lights are on here at Campbell's Field with the cloudy skies overhead. Kind of a bit of a glare from the clouds in the sky. It's not sunny out and you can't see the sun, but it's bright enough and the clouds are thin enough that it provides a big shine through those clouds. And the 3-0 to Cleary Jr. taking all the way. Hits the outside corner for strike one. Ducks again are in their alternate orange jerseys here this morning, which they wore in last night's game, while the Riversharks counter with the home whites. So it'll be a 3-ball, 1-strike pitch coming to Delta Cleary Jr. Throw over to first by Clark. Sabatella is back safely. Sabatella leads the Atlantic League in the stolen base department this year, 14 steals, 2 more than York's Wilson Valdez, who has 12. Sabatella was caught stealing once last night, now has been caught 5 times this year. 3-1, there goes Sabatella. Pitch is taken low for ball 4, and Delta Cleary Jr. works the walk. First Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose of the day. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins, and the Ducks set up with runners at first and second with nobody out.
Third baseman number 2, Cody Puckett.
So that'll bring Cody Puckett up to the plate, and Puckett will bat from the right side. Again, he is in the number 3 spot in the order, which typically is occupied by Lou Ford, but Ford out of the lineup for today. He is attending the wedding of Craig Binnick, the former Long Island Duck, who was a part of both the 2012 and 2013 championship teams. Puckett ready at the plate. Clark deals on the mound, and Puckett will take a fastball in at the knees for a called strike. The count 0-1. Puckett batting .285 on the year, 4 homers, and 18 runs batted in. And the 0-1 is low and outside, missed from Clark. And the count goes to 1-1 strike. Again, Kevin Baez 1 win away from reaching the 300 win mark in his regular season managerial career, which started back in 2011. This is his 5th season at the helm. 1-1. Inside and through, a base hit for Cody Puckett. Sabatella will round third. He will score easily. Around second and heading for third is Delta Cleary Jr. It's an RBI single to right for Cody Puckett. The Ducks on the scoreboard right away as they lead it 1-0.
Number 33, John Griffin.
So Puckett with his 19th run batted in of 2015. A single, a walk, and a single to start off for the Ducks against Zachary Clark. And that will bring up the cleanup hitter, John Griffin. So Sabatella and Puckett each with hits for Cody Puckett. That extends his on-base streak now to 16 consecutive games, 3 shy of Prentice Redmond for the longest year. Redmond waiting in the on-deck circle. Puckett has now hit safely in 8 of his last 10 games. Griffin for a strike. 9 of his last 10, 14 of his last 16. Here is Griffin, who had a big night last night. 3 hits and 2 runs batted in at the plate. Clark from the stretch, the 0-1, and Griffin swings and misses. Cut through a high. And the count goes 2-2. Griffin at .275 on the year, leads the team with 7 home runs, and is second to Lou Ford with 28 runs batted in. Clark gets the sign. The 0-2 to Griffin is up and inside on a fastball. That'll run the count to 1-2. Defensively for the Riversharks, Evan Crawford is in left field, Michael Rocket in center, and Carlos Guzman is around and right. On the infield from left to right, Mike Costanzo's at third base, Brandon Chavez at shortstop, Patty Matera and Joel Guzman over at first. And behind home plate doing the catching is Eddie Sarando. Zachary Clark on the mound, the 1-2. Griffin lines one up the middle. Brandon Chavez will field. He'll flip on to first in time. A 6-4 return by the Riversharks. However, a run does score on the play, and the Ducks lead it 2-0. That ball looked like it either hit the mound or softened up when it hit that dirt. Redmond, the 5-hitter, he plays right field contest. Be a 1-0 pitch from the right-hander. Redmond swings, fouls this one back to the screen behind home plate. That'll even up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the Ducks with an early 2-0 advantage, and Long Island has done well this year when they score the first run of the game. See if they can continue that success here today. Foul ball here by Redmond, just did catch a piece of it. And so the count now. 1-2 to Redmond, lifted in the air, foul. First base side behind home plate, off to the right. Ball out of play, and the count remains at 1-2 on Prentice Redmond. Here's the pitch. Fastball missed up and inside from Clark. So the count now 2-2. The right-hander over 20 pitches here in this first inning. A good start for the Long Island Ducks. And the 2-2 from Clark is fisted out in the air to shallow left center. Right there is the shortstop, Brandon Chavez, to make the catch. That'll end the inning. Ducks, they'll get 2 runs on 2 hits and a walk. No errors. They leave the bases empty. After a half inning here in Camden, it is the Ducks 2 and the Riversharks nothing.
Hey fans, this is outfielder and hitting coach Lou Ford, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc pavers pave your way.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived. The Ducks and Municipal Credit Union have teamed up again this season to present the Walk with a Purpose promotion. Every time a Long Island Ducks player walks, Municipal Credit Union will make a donation to the Quacker Jack Foundation. Municipal Credit Union serving members since 1916. Well, a good start for the Long Island Ducks as they jump out to a 2-0 lead in support of right-hander Mark Rogers, who will make his 6th start of the season. He has struggled so far this year, and so the Ducks are hoping that Rogers will be able to right the ship and take advantage of his offense, attacking Zachary Clark early for 2 runs in the first inning. Brandon Chavez will lead off for the Riversharks and be followed by Carlos Guzman and Patty Matera. Riversharks doing some maneuvering of their lineup after the loss yesterday. Patty Matera was in the 2nd spot yesterday, gets moved down to the 3rd spot. Ryan Strebe, who was in the 3rd spot, is now down to 5th in the order. Mike Costanzo, who was the cleanup hitter, is moved down to 6th. And instead, Carlos Guzman, who was batting 6th, now batting in the 2nd spot. And Joel Guzman, who was batting 5th, is now hitting 4th. So if you're able to follow all that, a couple of their heart-of-the-order guys, Strebe and Costanzo, moved down to the 5 and 6 spots, while 2 other guys moved up. First pitch is a fastball that just missed, I guess a little bit low. Kevin Baez asking from home plate, from the first base dugout, wondering where that was, and Tom Scartozzi, the home plate umpire, not even acknowledging him. And now the 1-0 from Rogers. That fastball is in for a called strike. Almost looked like the exact same location in the count, even up at 1-1. Chavez did not play in yesterday's game. He hurt his knee last year, and with that soft spot by second, didn't want to take a chance at re-injuring the knee. Here's the 1-1. That fastball missed a little bit low. And the count goes to 2-1 on Chavez. .333 average on the year, 2 homers, 10 runs batted in. Batting from the left side, he is a switch hitter. a Hawaii native. And the 2-1 from Rogers, swung it and grounded up the first base line. John Griffin fields on a couple hops and will take it to the bag himself. Chavez retired, and that is the first out.
Right fielder number 3, Carlos Guzman.
So with one away, Carlos Guzman will come to the plate. Guzman, the right fielder and 2-hitter. Again, yesterday was in the 6th spot in the order, but moved up to the number 2 spot today as Chris Widger tinkers with the order of his lineup for the day game of the doubleheader. Hoping to spark the offense, which struggled yesterday, managed just 4 hits against the Ducks, and this one is taken low for ball 1 from Rogers. Guzman at .250 on the year. He's got 3 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Another chilly June day. Shocking weather at the start of this month. And it's the 1-0. Line towards short. Tough hop for Lyons. He stays with it, though. And his throw to first in time for the out. Good play by Dan Lyons. That was not easy. That ball was scalded off the mat of Guzman towards short. And it hit the dirt right in front of Lyons, so he had to kind of block it with his body before making the play and the throw over to first, but it was able to do so, and that's the second out here in the opening inning. That'll bring up the second baseman, Patty Matera. So here is Matera to bat from the right side. He is the second baseman and 3-hitter at .290 on the year. Again, was in the 2 spot yesterday, dropped down to number 3 in the order. And the first pitch on the way from Mark Rogers is taken over the inside corner, a fastball for strike 1. Matera 18 hits and 62 at-bats after missing time earlier this year with a hamstring issue. 1 homer, 8 runs batted in. At the 0-1, there's a curveball from Rogers that missed a bit low. That'll even the count at 1-1. This is the first time Rogers has faced the Riversharks this year. Last year made 2 starts against Camden, was 0-1 with an ERA of 6. Rogers gets the sign from Jose Morales, and the 1-1 pitch is a breaking ball over the outside corner for a strike. Nice curveball again from the right-hander, and the count 1-2. Defensively for the Ducks, Eric Kamatsu is in left field, Delta Cleary Jr. in center, and around and right is Prentice Redmond. On the infield is Cody Puckett at third, Dan Lyons at short, Blake Davis at second, and John Griffin at first. As Rogers misses low and inside for ball 2. Jose Morales back behind home plate doing the catching after getting the last 3 games off. And again on the mound is the right-hander Mark Rogers. So Rogers 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 bottom of the first inning. The Ducks with an early 2-0 advantage. It'll be a 2-2 pitch from Rogers as he looks in for the sign. Tom now called at home plate. And Rogers will go through the signs again with Jose Morales. Another long look in now, he's ready. 2-2 on the way to Matera, swung and grounded to the right side. John Griffin fields on a couple hops. He will flip to Rogers, covering in time for the out, and a good shutdown inning for Mark Rogers. He induces 3 outs on the ground and retires the Riversharks in order after the Ducks take the 2-0 lead. No runs, no hits, nobody left. We head to the second. Ducks in front by a count of 2-0.
Hi, this is pitcher John Brownell, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Ducks with a 2-0 lead over the Camden Riversharks as we move to the second inning here at Campbell's Field. Michael Pollock here with you, bringing you all the action. Time for the Ducks Health Report, which is brought to you by Island Shore Physical Therapy, the official therapist of the Long Island Ducks. Currently, just a couple guys to talk about. Sergio Perez was placed on the inactive list yesterday. He's still being bothered by an oblique strain. He started the year okay, then suffered the injury and came back as a reliever, pitched in a couple games, and now out once again. So Sergio Perez was placed on the inactive list yesterday. Ian Marshall, who will start tomorrow's series finale, was reinstated to the active list. And Matt Soren continues to remain out on the inactive list. He is dealing with an arm injury. Otherwise, everybody else is healthy and available, ready to go. Here is the catcher, Jose Morales, to start off. Morales needed some rest and had the last 3 games off, but is now back in the lineup for the start of the day-night doubleheader today. And I have to think he will probably play game 1, and Mike Blank will follow in game 2 when Andrew Barbosa is on the mound. Jose Morales will lead things off. He is the catcher and 6-hitter. And the first pitch is low in the dirt for ball 1. Looked like it hit the dirt and bounced up and caught Eddie Sarando, who took the mask off right away. Might have been some dirt that caught him up in the face as well. Either way, the count 1-0 on Morales, a switch hitter from the left side, a 242 on the year, no homers, and 5 runs batted in. Ducks scoring 2 runs on a couple hits and a walk in the first inning, as well as a run-scoring double play ball off the bat of John Griffin. 1-0, and Morales takes up and outside, and now ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Morales will be followed by Davis and Komatsu. Those 3 in order did not play in the opener of the series yesterday. On the ground, back to the mound. Nice grab on one hop by Clark. His throw over to first in time for the out. And that is out number 1 here in the second inning. So with 1 away, that'll bring Blake Davis up to the plate. Nice morning affair here at Campbell's Field today. Traffic flowing freely along the Ben Franklin Bridge out behind the outfield wall, and it's a couple construction workers that I can see that are standing up on that bridge, looking down onto the field here, watching the action. Blake Davis takes low and inside for ball 1. There's been a lot of construction going on the Ben Franklin Bridge, and so they're taking a bit of a break here and enjoying some of the action down here in Camden. Ripped on the ground at the first base line, just foul. Oh, that was close. But the first base umpire today, Carlos Dano, who was not the umpire in yesterday's game, did not umpire at all in yesterday's game, made the call that it was just foul, and that one very close to the first base bag. So the count 1-1. Blake Davis almost didn't recognize him when he came into the clubhouse here yesterday. He is completely shaven. He had a big full beard growing. Looked very much like a character on Duck Dynasty, but completely shaved that beard off. And now clean shaven, the 1-1. That misses low and outside, and runs the count to 2-1. He is struggling this year, hitting just 173, 9 for 52 with no homers and 2 runs batted in. And so he's hoping that the fresh shave will allow him to improve his numbers at the plate. And here he grounds one back to the mound. On one big hop, Clark fields and throws to first. So 2 batters, 2 groundouts back to the mound, and 2 away in the top of the second inning.
Right fielder number 25, Eric Komatsu.
For Zachary Clark, this is his 3rd start of the year, 4th appearance. He enters 0-1 with a 4.82 ERA. And 9 1/3 innings entering today, has given up 11 hits and 5 walks while striking out 6. Took a no decision his last time out, and his only loss came against these same Long Island Ducks in game 1 of a doubleheader. And that was on May 23rd at Bethpage Ballpark, a 5-1 Ducks victory. First pitch to Eric Komatsu with 2 down and the bases empty is a fastball low and outside for ball 1. Komatsu at 175, 11 hits and 63 at bats, no homers and 4 runs batted in. For 1-0, swinging a foul ball back to the first base side of home plate, right near the on-deck circle. I mentioned this yesterday, but new at Campbell's Field this year, teams switched dugouts. In the past, the Ducks had occupied the third base dugout, the Riversharks on the first base side. This year, though, the 2 teams switch. And now the 1-1. Fastball just caught a piece of the outside corner for strike 2. That was a request that was made from new Camden manager Chris Widger, who had been the pitching coach previously, but took over as manager for Ron Korkveiss. 1-2 on the ground of the right side. In the hole, the second baseman Matera fields and throws to first for the out. 3 groundouts induced by Zachary Clark, and a much better inning after the rough first as he retires the Ducks in order. That'll take us to the bottom of the second inning. Ducks still in front of the Riversharks 2-0.
Hi, this is shortstop Dan Lyons. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheDannyLyons, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.pseglyny.com/efficiency.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Ducks with a 2-0 lead over the Riversharks as we go to the bottom of the second inning. And Ducks fans, there's no better time than now to sign the young Ducks fan in your life up for the Bethpage Federal Credit Union Long Island Ducks Kids Club. Children 14 and under will receive exciting gifts, discounts on merchandise, and unique experiences that only come with being a member of the Kids Club. Sign up today by visiting www.liducks.com or by calling 631-940-3825. So Mark Rogers finishes up his warm-up tosses, and we'll look for more of the same as he had in the first inning when he threw a 1-2-3 inning, inducing 3 outs on the ground.
Leading off for your Riversharks, first baseman number 27, Joel Guzman.
So here is Joel Guzman to lead things off. And Guzman, who was hitting in the 5 spot yesterday, bumped up a spot to the cleanup spot in the order as Mike Costanzo was dropped down. First pitch on the way, and that is taken upstairs for ball number 1. Guzman at .292 on the year with 2 home runs and 18 runs batted in. Rogers has been working very slowly on the mound here in the early going. And the 1-0 is a breaking ball hit high in the air to left field. Well hit, but playable for Komatsu. And started back, now comes on and will make the catch in left for the first out here in the second inning. Guzman gave that one a ride, but on a chilly day like today with the wind blowing in, very unlikely that ball's going to get out. So 1 away. And that'll now bring up the designated hitter batting in the 5 spot today, Ryan Strebe. So up to the plate steps Strebe, batting from the right side. Rogers works out of the windup, and his first pitch, Strebe takes a baseball and education day. As schools come out and get to enjoy a morning contest between these two teams. The 2-0. And Strebe lines one in the air to right field shallow, going out the second baseman Blake Davis. And on the outfield grass, he will make the catch to retire Strebe for the second out. So Mark Rogers has retired the first 5 hitters that he has faced. That'll take us to the 6th spot in the order, where Mike Costanzo, the third baseman for the Riversharks, will come up to the plate. Costanzo again dropped down from the cleanup spot in the order, despite having a double in yesterday's game in the 9th inning that kept the game alive for the Riversharks. Rogers out of the wind, and his first pitch, fastball over the inside corner for strike one. Shortstop Dan Lyons shifted up the middle here for the lefty swinging Costanzo, and Cody Puckett way off the bag at third, basically in the hole between short and third. If the two are playing in their normal positions, the 0-1 is just outside. Looked like a changeup from the right-hander, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. Rogers gets the sign from Morales, his 1-1. There's a swing and a miss, kind of a half swing from Costanzo, but he clearly went around, and Rogers one strike away from another 1-2-3 inning. Costanzo waiting the pitch on home plate, and Rogers kicks, comes home, and the 1-2 is off the outside corner, a curveball. Didn't break back in enough, so the count 2-2. If Costanzo reaches, Evan Crawford waits on deck. And the 2-2 is a breaking ball cut on and missed for strike three. Nicely thrown by Rogers. First strikeout of the ball game for the right-hander. And he has retired each of the first 6 hitters in order for the Riversharks. Let's head to the third here in Camden. The Ducks 2, the Riversharks nothing.
Hey fans, this is first baseman John Griffin, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quackerjack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Every customer with no pressure, respect, and Grand Slam service after the sale. Discover the difference in a winning buying experience at HuntingtonHondaCars.com, and then visit Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110. So the Ducks with a 2-0 lead as we head to the third. Zachary Clark back on the mound for the Riversharks. It'll be 9-1-2 in the Ducks order. After Clark retired all 3 hitters he faced in the second on ground balls. He has now retired 5 straight after allowing the first 3 to reach. And the first pitch is taken inside for ball number 1. Lions had a big day yesterday. 3 hits in the ball game, including 2 in that 9th inning in which the Ducks scored 7 runs. The 1-0 is hit on the ground hard to short. Gobbled up there by Chavez, and his throw to first. Low but dug out by Guzman. And that is the first out here in the 3rd inning. Lions was at 277 with no homers and 16 runs batted in before the ground out. So with 1 away, back to the top of the order we go, and Brian Sabatello will be the hitter, batting from the right side for the Ducks. Sabatello opened the game with a single, a seeing eye base hit through the left side of the infield. Clark out of the windup, and his first pitch on the way. Sabatello squared to bunt, but he ended up taking the pitch for a called strike. And the count goes to 0-1. Sabatello swinging from the right side. Clark winds and fires, and he will swing and line it back up the middle and into center field, a base hit. So another multi-hit game for Sabatello. He had 3 hits last night and has 2 hits and 2 at-bats today. That one appeared to graze off the glove of Clark. Just caught a piece of his glove and still had enough on it to get past Materin up the middle. So Sabatello, the 1-out base runner here in the 2nd inning. He ended up singling and scoring in the 1st. And that'll bring up Delta Cleary Jr. Cleary Jr. has been swinging a hot bat, drew a walk and scored in his opening plate appearance here today. Clark's first pitch to him was swung on and fouled off at the plate for strike one. Cleary Jr. has earned a hit in 12 of his last 13 games entering today, a .375 batting average in that span, 18 hits in 48 at-bats. The run he scored earlier, his 13th run of the year. Sabatella leads at first, has to race back as Clark threw over to the bag, keep him close. Good speed at first, good speed at home plate for the Ducks. Now Clark's 0-1 pitch. Kicks and fires, and Cleary Jr. swings and grounds this one to first. Fielded by Guzman, he throws to short for one. The return to first is in time. A 3-6-3 double play turned by the Riversharks with two speedy guys running the base pass, and that will end the second inning. So, no runs on one hit, and because of the double play, nobody left on base. That'll take us to the bottom half of the third inning. It is the Ducks 2 and the Riversharks nothing.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Brian Sabatella, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to. Bottom of the third inning, we go 2-0 in favor of the Long Island Ducks. And when Delta Cleary Jr. was retired at first to complete the double play, that was the 15th out of today's ball game. Did you know that a 15-minute phone call to Geico could save you 15% or more on your car insurance? Get a free quote today. Call 1-800-947-AUTO, 1-800-947-AUTO, or visit geico.com. So to the bottom of the third inning we go. Ducks with 2 runs on 3 hits. Nothing for the Riversharks of yet. Mark Rogers has retired 6 in a row to begin the ball game. So that means it'll be the bottom 3 in the order for Camden. Evan Crawford, Eddie Sorondo, and Michael Rocket. So here is the former Duck, Evan Crawford, to the plate. Left fielder and 7 batter for the Riversharks. Rogers gets the sign, and the first pitch on the way to his former teammate is low and inside for ball 1. Crawford played 15 games last year with the Ducks and started this season with Long Island before he was traded here to Camden for future considerations earlier in the month of May. 1-0. There's a fastball on the outside corner. That'll leave in the count at 1-1. Crawford combined on the season at .239, no homers and 4 runs batted in. Be a 1-1 from Rogers. Kicks and comes home, and Crawford takes a fastball low. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, we'll hear that tune tomorrow. Belmont Stakes, the final leg of the Triple Crown. As this one misses low for ball 3, and American Pharoah will look to become the first horse since Affirmed to win the Triple Crown. We'll see if he can make history tomorrow. Of course, the Belmont Stakes will likely be taking place while this game is going on. It's 5:35 start tomorrow here in Camden. And the 3-1 from Rogers. Crawford swings and misses, cut through a fastball over the inner half, and runs the count full at 3-2. Rogers threw just 21 pitches combined in the first 2 innings. Very efficient for the right-hander, and we'll see if he can do the same here in the third. Here's the 3-2, and Crawford swings, lifts this one in the air to left field. On the run is Eric Kamatsu, who will have to play it on a hop. So Evan Crawford is the first base runner of the day for the Riversharks. After Rogers threw the first 2 innings perfectly. So the speedy left fielder is on, and that'll bring up the catcher, Eddie Sarando. So here is Sarando to bat from the right side. Catcher, an 8-hitter. Crawford will take his lead at first. He has 5 steals in 6 attempts combined between the Ducks and the Riversharks. The first pitch to Sarando. Fastball missed up and away for ball 1. So the one issue for Rogers of late with the Ducks and in his career is walks. Last year walked 59 batters in 86 and a third innings with the Barnstormers and struck out just 44. And in his career has walked 412 in 636 and 2/3 innings entering this season. Runner goes, the 1-0 is taken low. It got away from Morales, so Crawford is in there safely. Would have been very tough to get him anyway. A stolen base for Evan Crawford, his 6th of the year. So the Riversharks with a runner at second, nobody out, and Rogers behind 2-0 on Sarando as he has had trouble finding the strike zone here in this inning. So Rogers with a fresh baseball as he goes back to the mound. Sarando waits at home plate. 11 of 47 on the year for the Riversharks catcher. Here's the 2-0 from Rogers, and Sarando lines this one in a right center field. On the run, Cleary Jr. He won't get it. It's a base hit, and this one's going to go all the way past Cleary Jr. Crawford will score. Sarando will go to second and stop right there with the RBI double. The Riversharks are on the scoreboard. They have closed to within 2-1. So for Sarando, his 4th double and 5th RBI of the year. As he found the gap in right center, and Cleary Jr. unable to get to it. So after a strong start from Mark Rogers, he allows the leadoff single after falling behind to Crawford, a stolen base, and now the RBI double to Sarando after falling behind him. And now the tying run at second with nobody out for Michael Rocket. Rogers comes set. And his first pitch is a breaking ball fouled back to the screen behind home plate. The count goes 0-1.
That foul ball is brought to you by Mike Costanzo's Farmers Insurance.
Rocket had 265 on the year, no homers and 6 runs batted in. Rogers gets the sign and comes set. Here comes the 0-1. Kicks and fires, and Rocket swings and fouls this one again out of play. This one to the first base side of home plate, past the screen. And Rocket now behind in the count, 0-2. So after falling behind the first 2 hitters, Rogers has gotten ahead of Rocket. Brandon Chavez is waiting on deck. 0-2 from the right-hander. Kicks and deals, and Rocket will take a fastball outside. Rocket would not chase, and the count goes to 1-2. For Crawford, his 11th run of the season. Good at bat against Rogers. Got ahead in the count, and after Rogers got the count full, he swung the bat head out there early. He was able to fist the single out to left. And that's what started everything here in the inning. Now the 1-2 from Rogers. Deals to the plate, and Rocket swings, grounds one to the left side. Cody Puckett fields, watches the runner back to second, and throws the first for the out. So Rocket retired, Sarando stays put at second. And with 1 away, back to the top of the order for Brandon Chavez.
Shortstop number 9, Brandon Chavez.
Well, again, Chavez did not play in yesterday's game. Was a late scratch, originally in the lineup, but was scratched because of the field issues out by second base. Today he grounded out to first in his first trip to the plate. Switch hitter batting from the left side against Rogers. Long looking for the sign from Morales, and now Chavez will step out. Rogers ready to go, and the first pitch up coming to Chavez. Kicks and fires, and Chavez takes a breaking ball that missed low and inside for ball one. Chavez has been hot at the plate this year. He's hitting .333 overall entering today, but has reached base in 27 consecutive games, the longest on-base streak in the Atlantic League this year. He's reached base at least once a game in every game that he's played since May 5th. A full month. Now the 1-0. Chavez takes up and away. And the count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. During that stretch, hitting .368 with a homer, 9 doubles, 10 RBIs, 2 triples as well. .2-0 here from Rogers, who continues to work very slowly on the mound today. Kicks and fires, and Chavez takes a fastball that catches the outside corner for a strike. And the count goes to 2-1. Big pitch there from Rogers to get the called strike. Didn't want to fall behind 3-0 on Chavez. Carlos Guzman waiting in the on-deck circle for Camden. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Rogers kicks and comes home, and Chavez swings, lifts this one foul. Third base side out of play. And the count now even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Rogers allowing the first 2 to reach on hits, allowed a run to score. And got the ground out from Rocket and trying to retire Chavez for the second out of the inning. Steps back up onto the rubber, looks in for the side from Morales. Gets the pitch he likes, and here comes the 2-2 to Chavez. Looks to second, and now will step off. Rogers missed a little bit of time earlier this year with an Achilles injury that he suffered in his second start of the season down in Southern Maryland. Came back with 6 hitless innings in his first start afterwards, but since that point really has struggled on the hill. The 2-2, breaking ball swung on and missed for strike 3. Another good breaking ball there for Rogers. Second strikeout of the game for the righty. So he's come back with 2 outs after allowing the RBI double to Serrano. So with 2 men out, that'll bring up Carlos Guzman, who grounded to short in his first at bat. And Rogers 1 out away from keeping the Ducks in front here in this inning. Long Island with a 2-1 lead. And Camden with a tying run at second, 2 out. First pitch coming here to Carlos Guzman. And it is a fastball that missed upstairs for ball 1. Guzman a ground out to short his first time up in the opening inning. Yesterday he was 1 for 4. Well, excuse me, that is Joel Guzman that I am looking at. Carlos Guzman was 0 for 4 in the game yesterday with a strikeout. Here's the 1-0. Big curveball jumps in for a strike. The curveball has been Rogers' best pitch so far today. He's had a lot of movement on it. He's been able to throw it for strikes. It seems like he's having trouble locating his fastball. So the count even up at 1-1 on Guzman. If he reaches, Patty Matera waits on deck. One pitch on the way from Rogers. Looks to the runner at second. Deals to the plate, and Guzman swings and misses. And like a changeup that time from the right-hander. And Guzman could not catch up to it, to the count 1-2. A single, a stolen base, and a double open up the inning. Since then, a grounder to third and a strikeout. And Rogers 1 strike away from avoiding further trouble. Rogers gets the sign, comes set on the mound, looks to second. And the 1-2 is a breaking ball hit on the ground towards third. Cody Puckett along the line fields the off-balance throw to first. Good stretch by Griffin. Nice play on both ends, and a good job by Mark Rogers to get out of the inning and keep the Ducks out in front. Camden gets a run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave a runner in scoring position. And that'll allow us to head to the 4th here in Camden with the Ducks in front 2-1.
Hey fans, this is right-handed pitcher Mickey Janis, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. We head to the 4th inning here at Campbell's Field. Long Island Ducks with a 2-1 lead over the Camden Riversharks. It is time for today's 4th inning trivia, where we test your knowledge of the Long Island Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. Well, Kevin Baez is 1 win away from earning his 300th managerial win. Technically, if we go to technical aspects, that 300th win might have actually come last night, but we don't know until the suspended game from May 18th is continued and finished. So as of right now, he is stuck on 299, and today would be his 300th, at least for the time being, until that game is finalized. And that is the topic of today's question. We'll give you the question after the first pitch to Cody Puckett, which is taken upstairs for ball 1. We want to know who Kevin Baez's first managerial win was against. Which team did Kevin Baez's Ducks defeat for Kevin's first managerial win? That was back in 2011, his first year at the helm, as Puckett takes low and outside, and now ahead in the count 2-0. Puckett in his first at bat with an RBI single through the right side that plated Brian Sabatello. 2-0 pitch, low and inside from Zach Clark, and the count goes to 3-0 on the Ducks' third baseman, who made a nice play to end the bottom half of the 3rd inning and keep the Ducks in front by 1. Clark's 3-0. Puckett takes all the way, misses up and inside for ball 4. That's the second walk issued by Clark today. His first came to Cleary Jr. back in the opening inning. And it's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins.
First baseman number 33, John Griffin.
So that'll bring John Griffin to the plate, with Cody Puckett at first base and nobody out, as the Ducks look to get that run back here in the inning. First pitch fastball in at the knees for a called strike to Griffin from Clark, and the count goes to 0-1. Griffin hit into a double play his first time up, but it did play to run. No RBI though for Griffin, so he is stuck at 28 on the year. 0-1, ripped towards short, off the glove of Chavez and into left center field, a base hit. Good try by Chavez. The ball was scorched off the bat of Griffin. Reached up to try and make the catch, and it just tipped off the glove. 4th hit of the day for the Ducks. And a good start to this 4th inning, a walk and a single, and Long Island has runners at first and second with nobody out for Prentice Redmond. So Griffin with another hit here today. He is now 1 for 2. Puckett is now the runner at second. He has good speed. And up to the plate will step Prentice Redmond, who popped to short his first time up. Clark comes set, his first pitch. Redmond takes a fastball low. Briefly got through the wickets of Eddie Sarando, but not far enough for either runner to advance. So the count is 1-0. Redmond trying to bounce back from a tough day yesterday when he went over 5 against the Riversharks. He was the only Duck to not reach base in the ball game. He and Puckett were the only two without hits. Now the 1-0. Redmond checks his swing, grounds it to the third base side of the mound. Fielded by Clark. He'll go to third for 1. The throw to first is offline as it pulled Guzman off the bag. Fortunately for Costanzo, the throw was grabbed by Guzman. Otherwise, it could have gotten past him. So kind of an excuse-me swing there from Redmond. Not what he wanted to do. It was a half swing, and he ended up making contact. Almost like a swinging bunt, except it didn't get the job done. So the fielder's choice goes 1-5 on the play. Cody Puckett out at third base, and John Griffin moves from first to second. So now first and second with 1 out. That'll bring up the 7-hitter, the 6-hitter, switch hitting catcher Jose Morales. He grounded back to the mound in his first at bat. Morales bats from the left side. Clark looks to second, deals to the plate, and Morales takes low and inside. Nice block at the plate on the backhand by Sarando. And the count 1-0. Morales did not play in yesterday's game, as Mike Blank did the catching. Blank had 2 hits and 5 at-bats yesterday, both singles to the left side. So it'll be a 1-0. Clark deals, and Morales takes low and inside again from the right-hander. The Ducks catcher ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Long Island with 4 hits in the early going. They've also drawn 2 walks against Zachary Clark. Clark in his second season with the Riversharks last year made 7 appearances, was 2-3 with a 3.00 ERA and 21 strikeouts. All 7 appearances were starts last year. And his 2-0 to Morales is a fastball upstairs, ball 3. Another out of the zone would load up the bases with 1 out. And Blake Davis waiting in the on-deck circle for Long Island. Clark stands in at 6 foot, 200 pounds. He's 31 years old, born in Wilmington, Delaware. Griffin takes his lead at second, Redmond at first. Neither have great speed. Morales likely taking all the way here on 3-0. He does, and it misses low and inside for ball 4. So the second walk of the inning issued by Clark, his 3rd of the game. And another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time the Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. And so the bases are loaded for Long Island with only 1 out. And up to the plate will step the second baseman and 7-hitter, Blake Davis. So here is Davis to the plate with the bases full of Ducks and only 1 out. Top of the 4th inning, Long Island ahead by 1. On the first pitch, Davis grounds one hard but foul at the first base line. The count goes to 0-1. Davis a ground ball back to the mound in his first trip to the plate. This is his first action of the series. Didn't play yesterday in the series against the York Revolution. He was 1 for 4 with a run, a walk, and a sacrifice bunt. From the stretch, the 0-1. And Davis swings and pumps one up on the infield to the left side. The third baseman Costanzo trying to shade his eyes. And right along the line makes a basket catch right near third base. So Blake Davis cannot get the job done as he pops out to third. 2 away in the inning. And that will leave it up to Eric Kamatsu. Well, with the righty on the mound today, Clark, perfect chance for Kevin Byas to get Blake Davis and Eric Kamatsu some playing time. Likely they were going to play either way in one of the games of the doubleheader here today. But with the righty on the mound and then the lefty to follow, chance to put Davis and Kamatsu in. Davis put the pop out. And now Kamatsu with an opportunity here with the bases loaded and 2 down. First pitch from Clark, and Camacho takes low and inside, got away briefly from the catcher Sarando, but it carried him to the third base side. And so Griffin could not score from third. Now to run the count to 1-0. A nice job by Sarando to get a piece of it and kick that over to the third base side rather than it going behind home plate. If that gets behind the plate, Griffin would likely have scored from third. And that would have made this a 2-run game once again. Now the 1-0 pitch. And Camacho takes a breaking ball that just caught a piece of the outside corner for a called strike. Camacho in his first at bat grounded out to second base. He also did not play in yesterday's game, was 0 for 4 with a walk against the Revolution. Clark kicks and fires the 1-1. Fastball that missed just below the knees. And the count goes to 2 balls and a strike on Eric Camacho. Clark to this point has thrown just over 50 pitches, close to 55 now in the ball game. From the stretch, runners lead at every base. Here comes the 2-1. And Camacho swings and lines it into left field. On the run, Crawford, and he makes the running grab. Crawford had Camacho played perfectly. He was in shallow and left. And Camacho with a good hard line drive, but Crawford able to make the catch, and the Ducks leave the bases loaded here in the 4th inning. No runs, 1 hit, a couple of walks, and 3 left for the Ducks. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still a 1-run game. Ducks 2 and the Riversharks 1.
Hey fans, this is Jose Morales, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DuckBaseball.
Hey Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time. Beautiful evening for baseball. Big action every time. He reaches up. It's gone! Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season. And with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
To the bottom of the 4th inning, Long Island Ducks with a 2-1 lead over the Camden Riversharks here in the opening game of this day-night doubleheader. Sun trying to peek through a little bit here at Campbell's Field. Now the Ducks with a 2-1 lead. It is time for the answer to today's 4th inning trivia, where we test your knowledge of the Ducks, the Atlantic League, and baseball as a whole. We give you the question. In the top half of the 4th inning, Kevin Baez 1 win away from reaching 300 regular season wins in his managerial career. We wanted to know who his very first managerial win came against, and if you guessed the Bridgeport Bluefish, you would be correct. In Kevin Baez's first game as a manager on April 29th, 2011, the Ducks defeated the Bluefish 2-1 at the ballpark at Harbor Yard in 11 innings. Ray Navarrete with an RBI hit in the 11th proved to be the difference. Bubby Buzzacaro got the win for the Ducks. Duaner Sanchez, the former Met, got the save for Long Island. And Kevin Baez earned his first ever managerial victory. And now, 5 seasons later, is on the precipice of reaching number 300. First pitch on the way to Patty Matera is a fastball upstairs, ball 1. He is exactly 100 wins behind Don McCormack as of today for the franchise record for managerial wins. McCormack earned 399 wins between 2001 and 2006. 1-0. Breaking ball misses down low, and Patty Matera now heading the count 2-0 on Mark Rogers. So the Ducks with the chance in the 4th inning. They had the bases loaded, 1 out. But Blake Davis popped to third. Eric Camacho lined out to left. The 2-0. Fastball of the outside corner for strike one. And so the Ducks unable to get the run back that Camden scored in the third or extend their lead further. It's still a one-run contest. 2-1 from Rogers, and Matera takes low for ball 3. Fastball from the right-hander. Again, he's been having a little bit of trouble in this game locating that fastball. But the curveball he has had success with and has been throwing it for strikes thus far. Now the 3-1. And that missed upstairs. Looked like a changeup from the right-hander. First walk that he has issued today. And so Camden gets the leadoff man on here in the bottom half of the fourth inning.
Baseman number 27, Joel Guzman.
So up to the plate will step Joel Guzman. A look at the managerial history for the Long Island Ducks. Bud Harrelson was the manager in the first season for Long Island and went 82-58. But somehow the Ducks ended up missing in the playoffs. That was the best season in franchise history in terms of win-loss record. 2001 to 2006, Don McCormack was the manager, went .399 and .371 in the regular season, 6-5 in the playoffs. First pitch on the way. And the fastball missed low for ball one to Joel Guzman, who popped to left his first time up. McCormack was the first Ducks manager to win an Atlantic League title, as he did so in 2004. Dave LaPointe was the Ducks manager from 2007 through 2008, and as well as the 2010 season. And in his career, LaPointe was .213 and .191 during the regular season, but 0-4 in the playoffs. Rogers 1-0, and Guzman takes a fastball outside, and Rogers now behind on him, 2 balls and no strikes. Gary Carter, 1 year as manager, 2009. He was 74 and 66 during the regular season, 2-3 in the playoffs. And Kevin Baez in 5 seasons now at the helm, 299 wins, 281 losses during the regular season. 2-0. Guzman lays off the fastball and hits the outside corner for strike one. And in the playoffs, Kevin Baez, 16 wins and 10 losses. He has the best playoff record of any manager in Ducks history, and the most playoff games and wins by far of any manager. Rogers comes set. Runner leads at first with nobody out. The 2-1 to Joel Guzman is swung and grounded to short. Dan Lyons fields on the backhand. He goes to second for one and the turn to first in plenty of time. 6-4, 3 double play hit into by Joel Guzman. Each team has now turned a double play in the game. And just like that, 2 down and the base is empty here in the fourth inning. My mistake, the Riversharks have actually turned 2 double plays here today. 1 in the first, 1 in the third. So with 2 down and the base is empty, that'll bring up Ryan Strebe, the designated hitter and 5 batter, hitting from the right side. Rogers works out of the windup, and his first pitch to Strebe is a big breaking ball that hits the inside corner for strike one. Strebe a pop out to second base in his first at bat, out in shallow right field. Now the 0-1, and Strebe swings, lines one in the air to right field. Prentice Redmond a couple steps to his right, now moves in, and he'll make the catch. 2 retires Strebe, and a good inning in the fourth for Rogers. Works around the leadoff walk. No hits, nobody left on base, no errors either. To the 5th inning we go here in Camden. It's the Ducks 2 and the Riversharks 1.
Hey fans, this is Sergio Perez, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc pavers pave your way.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your fan can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trouttown Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived. Ducks fans, don't forget to stop by the Waddle Inn Shop at Bethpage Ballpark on your next visit to the Duck Pond, where exclusive hard-to-find Ducks memorabilia is now on sale, along with a host of other great merchandise. Proceeds benefit the Quacker Jack Foundation, the charitable arm of the Long Island Ducks. Next time you're in there, pick up your favorite Ducks gear, including #1 Dad t-shirts. Father's Day upcoming, just about 3 weeks away. So make sure you get your gifts for Father's Day. Say hello to Jay, Will, and the rest of his staff, who are always smiling at the Waddle Inn Shop at Bethpage Ballpark. So we go to the 5th inning, and it'll be 9-1-2 in the Ducks order, as Long Island leads it 2-1 over Camden, the opener of this day-night doubleheader. Dan Lyons will lead off. He'll be followed by Brian Sabatella and Delta Cleary Jr. Ducks out hitting the Riversharks 4-2 in the early going. Neither side has committed an error. And Dan Lyons takes the first pitch from Zachary Clark for a strike over the inside corner. Lyons a ground out to short his first time up. That was back in the 3rd inning. Hit the ball hard, but Chavez was able to make the play. And now the 0-1 is ripped back up the middle off of the foot of Clark, and it caroms into the hole between 3rd and short. So Lyons will reach on the single. He'll round first, but hold there.
Designated hitter number 44, Brian Sabatella.
Now Camden want to make sure that Zachary Clark is okay. The trainer for the Riversharks, Dan Brine, has gone to the top step of the dugout, along with manager Chris Widger. But Clark seems like he is okay. And we'll step back up onto the rubber. That was a hard hit baseball by Lyons, and I couldn't tell whether that hit the ankle or shin of Clark or whether it hit off of the cleat. But it hit off of some part of his lower body and caromed over into the hole between 3rd and short. For Lyons, that'll be an infield single. His first hit of the ball game, the 5th hit for Long Island. And so the Ducks with a runner at first, nobody out. Here's Brian Sabatella, who is 2 for 2 with a pair of base hits, and a throw over to first chases Lyons back. Lyons 6 of 7 in the stolen base department this year. So the Ducks get the leadoff man on for the 3rd time here in this ballgame. Twice on a single and once on a walk. And Sabatella will dig back in. Clark looks for the sign and comes set. First pitch, Sabatella squares to bunt. Pulls back and he takes low and outside for ball 1. The third baseman, Mike Costanzo, charged hard from 3rd. Sabatella with a single to left in the opening inning, eventually scored on Cody Puckett's RBI base hit. And then he singled to center with 1 out in the 3rd, but was quickly erased on a 3-6-3 double play. Lyons takes his lead at first, being held on by Joel Guzman. 1-0 from Clark, and Sabatella takes the fastball low and outside for ball 2. Sabatella looking for back-to-back 3-hit games. Yesterday was 3 for 5 at the plate, all 3 hit singles. Picked up his 16th run batted in with an RBI single in the 9th. Scored a run in the 9th as well as league-leading 29th. And he drew a walk back in the 2nd inning yesterday. 2-0. Breaking ball in at the knees, nicely thrown by Clark. Kind of buckled the knees there of Sabatella a bit. And the count goes to 2-1. Lyons takes his lead at first. Clark comes set on the mound. Throw over, and Lyons again scampers back safely. Looks like Ricci Corona is doing the coaching over at first base for the Ducks here in this 5th inning. Kevin Mize, of course, over at 3rd. Clark ready to go on the mound. The 2-1 to Sabatella. Swung on and grounded to the left side. Backhanded try by Chavez. He can't get it. It's in a left field, a base hit. Crawford will pick up and fire it back in, and Brian Sabatella is now 3 for 3 here today. And for the 2nd straight ball game, has picked up 3 hits. So Lyons a single, Sabatella a single. The Ducks again threatening against Clark. And And they have runners at first and second with nobody out for Delta Cleary Jr. Well, Sabatella is starting to heat up again at the plate for Long Island. Back-to-back 3-hit games for the Long Island native. First pitch coming from Clark to Cleary Jr. Cleary Jr. squares the bunt and bunts it foul up the third base line. And the count goes to 0-1. For Sabatella, now 3 straight multi-hit games. He's got 8 hits combined in his last 3 games. A span of 13 at-bats. So 8 of his last 13 at the plate is Brian Sabatella. And Kevin Myers has said it a couple times this year. They really are going to go when he goes. He's had some hot moments this year. He's had some cold moments. But when he is hot, the Ducks usually are hot. And he is a big table setter at the top of the lineup. So the count 0-1 on Cleary Jr. He tried to sacrifice on the first pitch. He has 4 sack bunts this year. And now Clark steps off on the mound. The third baseman, Mike Costanzo, plays about a step or 2 in on the grass. And the first baseman, Guzman, plays right behind the cutout of the grass. 0-1, he squares the bunt again and bunts this one up the third base line. Good bunt. The pitcher fields his throw to first offline. It goes down the right field line. Lions will score from third. Sabatella will go to third, and Cleary Jr. is in safely at second, and the Ducks lead it 3-1. Well, that will go down as a sacrifice regardless for Delta Cleary Jr. So he will not get credit for an at-bat. He was going to do the job of getting the runners over. And on the E1, scoring on the play was Lions. Sabatella goes from first to third. Now the Ducks lead is back to 2. So for Cleary Jr., his 5th sacrifice bunt of the year. So second and third, no one out. Here's Cody Puckett, and the first pitch misses outside for ball 1. Now the 1-0 coming from Clark. Breaking ball hits the outside corner for strike 1. That's Zachary Clark's first error of the year. He kind of threw that one into the runner. And ended up going behind Cleary Jr. as he was able to reach the base. It would have been a very close play at first base, but regardless, the sacrifice would have been successful. Now the 1-1 on the way to Puckett. The infield drawn in all the way around, and Puckett takes a fastball upstairs. And the count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. So no RBI, obviously, for Cleary Jr., but he is the speedy runner at second. Sabatella, the speedster, at third. A chance for the Ducks to open up the game here in the 5th inning. 2-1. And Puckett takes a breaking ball low and outside. Another out of the zone would load up the bases with nobody out for John Griffin, who has a single and a walk in the game. Excuse me, a single and a double play ground ball. Puckett has a single and a walk. And pick up the RBI base hit back in the opening inning that opened the scoring. 3-1, good hitters count here for Puckett. Clark kicks and fires, and Puckett will take low and away for ball 4. Got away from the catcher. Coming home is Sabatella, and he's going to score without a play. Good base running for Sabatella. He saw immediately the ball kicked away to the third base side of Sarando. Did not wait. He scores. Cleary Jr. moves to third, and it's a 4-1 Ducks lead. So Cody Puckett draws his second walk of the game. It's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Cracker Jack Foundation wins. And on the wild pitch from Clark, Sabatella moves from third to home. And Cleary Jr. moves from second to third. So now runners at the corners, nobody out. The Ducks lead is 4-1. And now John Griffin will come up to the plate, still nobody out. So here is Griffin, who grounded into a double play that brought in a run in the first and singled to left in the fourth. First pitch on the way, and he swings and chops it foul at home plate. A big hack. He just got a piece, the count 0-1. So the Ducks now with their largest lead of the day, and they bounce back after the Riversharks scored a run in the bottom of the third inning. Good job by Rogers to prevent them from tying the game, and now the Ducks have scored at least 2 here in this 5th inning. The 0-1. Griffin a swing and a miss. Chased the big breaking ball, diving down in the zone. And now the Ducks first baseman behind in the count. 0-2. Ducks now out hitting Camden 6-2 in the game, and Camden's committing the first error of the day. Again, it was the first error of the year for Zachary Clark. So it'll be an 0-2 pitch. Clark comes set on the hill. Runners lead at the corners. And the 0-2 is a fastball that missed the outside corner. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes on Griffin. That's why it's perfect for Cleary Jr. to bunt there. Kevin Baez never really puts the bunt on early in the game, but with Cleary Jr. and his great speed, it's almost always going to take a great play to get him out at first. And Clark needed to make a good throw and could not do so. A 1-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed for strike 3. Griffin tried to pull a pitch diving down and away and could not make contact with it. That's the first strikeout of the day for Zachary Clark. And that's the first out here in the 5th inning. I believe, if my stats are correct here, 1 run is earned and 1 is unearned so far in this inning. Here's Prentice Redmond to the plate with first and third, 1 out. First pitch from Clark, and Redmond takes a fastball low and away. Another good block by Serrano. He has had to do yeoman's work behind the plate here in this game because Clark has thrown a lot of pitches down in the dirt. A lot of blocks needing to be made. Daniel Herrera, who had a pair of RBI hits in the 9th inning yesterday, although the runs were not charged to him, is starting to warm in the Camden bullpen down the left field line. Here's the 1-0. Kick in the pitch, and Redmond takes low in the dirt. Another good block by Serrano. Boy, he is having a tough go of it behind the plate. 1 run has already scored on a wild pitch that kicked away from him. And has had to make so many blocks behind the dish. So the count goes to 2-0. Prentice Redmond in the game 0 for 2. He's now 0 for 7 here in this series, looking for his first hit. Even a fly ball that could get Cleary Jr. home from third. The 2-0, that's inside. Nearly hit Redmond. So the count 3-0 on Prentice Redmond. And a walk would reload the bases with 1 out for Jose Morales. Now, yesterday's game was a very close one, a 2-1 game going into the top of the 9th inning. And the final score shows 9-1, which is a lot different than what the game was for the majority of it. Thanks to a 7-run 9th inning. 3-0, Redmond takes all the way. It's a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. No surprise there that Redmond takes all the way with the 3-0 count. Clark at this point has thrown right about 80 pitches in the game. Now the 3-1 offering. And Redmond takes up an inside ball 4. Came up and inside on him. Second walk of the inning issued by Clark, the 5th of the game issued by the right-hander. That'll reload the bases, and it's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quackerjack Foundation wins. With the switch hitter Jose Morales coming to the plate, it looks like Chris Widger is heading to the mound. Might make a pitching change here to switch Morales around to the right side. So Widger will have a chat here with Clark. The entire infield is in for the discussion as well. Now the Ducks once again have the bases loaded with only 1 out here in the top of the 5th inning, looking to extend a 4-1 lead. So Widger has the chat. He's going to leave Clark in. And Jose Morales will come up to the plate batting from the left side.
Catcher number 26, Jose Morales. Here comes our Cicante's hitman.
So Morales, who is over 1 with a walk today, will step up to the plate. You got the switch hitter Morales and then 2 lefties to follow, so I have to think that this will likely be the last batter that Clark faces, with 2 lefties waiting on deck and in the hole. So we'll have to wait and see if that ends up being the case. Big batter of the ball game here. Bases loaded, 1 out in the 5th. The Ducks leading it 4-1. Jose Morales stepping up to home plate. Clark comes set on the mound. First pitch on the way. Morales takes a fastball up high. The count 1-0. The Ducks have to be patient here. The way Clark has been pitching, has really had trouble locating strikes, especially here in this inning, and really over the last 2 innings. So no need to swing at pitches out of the zone. Time now called at home plate. Morales stands back in after Clark stepped off and now ready to go. Here's the 1-0. Pitch on the way, and Morales swings and rips one on the ground. Just foul along the first base line. Oh, that was close. I think Morales thought that might have been a fair ball. Carlos Dano, the first base umpire, pointed foul. Kevin Baez down at third base doing the coaching, looking over there, trying to see whether or not that call was correct. Again, there's no replay here to tell, but that ball was ripped right on the ground at the first baseline by Morales, and he just missed. Or would have been likely an extra base hit that would have scored at least 2. Cleary Jr. at third, Puckett at second, Redmond at first with 1 out, the 1-1. And Morales swings and lines this one into left center field. On the run, the center fielder Rocket, he can't get it. It drops in a base hit. Into score, Cleary Jr. Puckett rounding third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is not in time. A 2-run single to left center for Jose Morales. 4 have scored here in the 5th, and it is now a 6-1 Ducks lead. Well-placed ball by Morales right into that left center field gap, just out of the reach of the center fielder Michael Rocket. So for Morales, his 6th and 7th RBIs of the year. 4 runs have scored in the inning. Chris Widger is going to have to head to his bullpen here in the 5th. So Widger left Clark in to face Morales and try and get the out he needed. Ultimately, though, was unable to do it. 2 more runs are in. And we've got our first pitching change of the day here in Camden, where the Ducks now lead it 6-1.
Hey fans, this is pitching coach Marty Jansen, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital in Bayshore is the healthcare heart of our community. We provide outstanding healthcare right here at home with centers of excellence in cardiology, orthopedics, neurosciences, women's health services, and much more. Experience counts, and North Shore LIJ Southside Hospital has been around for nearly a century of care. For more information, please call 631-968-3000 or visit us on the web at www.nslij.com.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.pseglyny.com/efficiency.
Well, the Long Island Ducks really opening up this game here in the 5th inning against Zachary Clark, who does not have his best stuff today and now has been lifted in favor of the left-hander Daniel Herrera. And 4 runs have come home to score in this 5th inning. The Ducks now lead it by 5. It is a 6-1 game. The new pitcher is Daniel Herrera, and he is dealing with runners at first and second with only 1 out, and Blake Davis swings and misses for strike 1. Jose Morales with a 2-run single that scored Delta Cleary Jr. and Cody Puckett. For Morales, his 6th and 7th RBIs of the season. Now it'll be an 0-1 from the lefty in this lefty-lefty matchup. Herrera deals, and Davis rips one high in the air down the right field line, hooking foul though and out of play. And so the count is 0-1.
Ball brought to you by Mike Costanzo's Farmers Insurance Agency.
Davis in this game is 0 for 2. I'll get you the final line on Clark as soon as we can. But he is still responsible for the 2 on the bases as Davis swings and misses for strike 3, chasing a pitch down and away. First strikeout for Herrera, just the second for Riversharks pitching, and that is the second out. Clark ended up going 4 1/3 innings, gave up 7 hits, as of now 6 runs. Have to find out how many are earned, how many are unearned. Still responsible for the 2 on the bases. 5 walks issued by Zachary Clark, and again only 1 strikeout. I believe threw 1 wild pitch in the ball game and made a big error in this inning on the bunt attempt by Delta Cleary Jr. Here is Eric Komatsu, the 9th man to hit in the inning for the Ducks, and he takes a fastball for a strike. Herrera came in to pitch 2/3 of an inning in last night's game in the 9th inning. The Ducks were really hitting Eric Smith hard. He got 2 outs, did Herrera, but he also gave up a 2-run single to Dan Lyons, who waits on deck, and an RBI single to Brian Sabatella. Be an 0-1 from the left-hander. Gets the sign and comes set. Kicks and fires, and Komatsu fouls one off to the third base side out of play. And the count goes to 0-2. Komatsu is 0 for 2. He is grounded out to second and popped out to left field. Actually, a line out to left field. A good hard line drive off the bat of Komatsu, but it hung up there long enough for Crawford to make the catch, and Crawford was playing him well in shallow left. Clouds have broken up here. We see some blue skies overhead. The lights are still on, though, here in Camden. It'll be an 0-2 pitch on the way from Herrera. Redmond leads at second, Morales at first, and Komatsu fouls it off again to the third base side. So we will do it once again. Here comes an 0-2. Kick in the pitch, and Komatsu fouls it off again to the third base side. On my count, I have either 2 or 3 runs earned of the 4 in the inning. You have to kind of go through the inning and replay it again as if Cleary Jr. was thrown out at first base on a sack bunt and throwing error. 0-2, breaking ball, missed inside. And again, 1-2 on Komatsu. Lyons and Sabatella would have been at second and third respectively when Puckett came to the plate. Lyons would have scored and Sabatella would move to third on the wild pitch. The walk would have put Puckett at first, so it would have been first and third with 1 out. As Komatsu takes a breaking ball in for a called strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Herrera, and that will end the inning. Ducks, though, send 9 men to the plate. They get 4 runs in the inning on 3 hits, 1 error, and they leave 2 on base. We have played 4.5. We're halfway through. It is the Ducks 6 and the Riversharks 1.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Ian Marshall, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Take your group out to the ball game this season and enjoy all the fun of Ducks baseball at discounted prices with the Hebrew National Picnic Area, luxury suites, the Smokin' Owls Party Deck, the Trout Town Fan Can, and so much more. Bringing your group to the game will be an unforgettable experience. The Ducks even offer opportunities to sing the national anthem, serve as the Ridgewood Savings Bank color guard, be the Nicolak Dream Team, put on a pregame performance, or shag fly balls during Ducks batting practice. To book your outing today, call 631-940-3825 and ask for the group sales department. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
For runs in the 5th inning for the Ducks, and they have now opened up a 6-1 lead over the Camden Riversharks. Mark Rogers back to the mound to begin his 5th inning of work. He's allowed just a run on 2 hits and a walk so far, while striking out 2, so a good start for him, and now he will try and pitch at least one more inning to qualify for the victory. Well, the Ducks will return home on a Sunday, June the 7th. They'll open up a 4-game series against the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. At 1:35, gates will open at 12:35. 12:20 gate time for full season ticket holders. A very special appearance at Bethpage Ballpark on Sunday. None other than the famous Spider-Man will be coming to Bethpage Ballpark to say hello to fans, pose for pictures, and enjoy the day with the crowd as the Ducks and the Blue Crabs opening up their series. It's also a Sunday Family Fun Day, which means pregame autograph session on the field from 12:50 to 1:05, and then a post-game opportunity for kids and kids at heart to run the bases, courtesy of Bethpage Federal Credit Union. Tickets available for Sunday's series opener. You can get them at the Bethpage Ballpark box office, online at liducks.com, or call 631-940-TIXX. First pitch to Mike Costanzo, misses outside for ball 1. Say hello to Benny, Brad, as well as 2 others out in the ticket office for the Long Island Ducks. They'll be happy to help you out with anything that you need. 1-0 to Mike Costanzo, missed inside, and Rogers now behind in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Kick and the pitch on the way. That's outside, and Rogers now behind 3 balls and no strikes here against Costanzo. Also be sure when you call, say hello to Ryan and Evan. You got Brad, Benny, Ryan, and Evan. They're all willing to help you out in the Ducks ticket office at Bethpage Ballpark and get you the best seats possible for the series opener against the Blue Crabs, as well as any other Ducks regular season home game. Costanzo, a strikeout victim his first time up, but Rogers having trouble locating the strike zone here to start off the 5th inning. And the 3-0 on the way to the lefty swinger is a fastball that misses low for ball 4. Not the way Rogers wanted to start off the 5th with 4 straight out of the strike zone after the Ducks gave him a 5-run lead in the top half of the inning. That is precisely what happens, though, and Costanzo at first with nobody out for Evan Crawford, who singled in his first at bat. Get you some out-of-town scores as well here on the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch on the way from Rogers to Crawford. Crawford will take a fastball low and outside for ball number 1. Well, again, this is a morning game today. The action from yesterday, 2 games. Somerset won 6-0 and an early game at home against the Barnstormers. And the Skeeters shut out the Revolution 4-0 in New York. 1 game was postponed, though that was down in Southern Maryland, where the Bluefish and the Blue Crabs were postponed. As for action today, everything else is later on. This is the only game going on right now. They'll have a doubleheader in Waldorf, Maryland between the Blue Crabs and the Bluefish. Game 1 of the Twin Bill will begin at 6:05, 2 7-inning games, with game 2 coming right after. About 30 minutes in between the 2 games. York Revolution will host the Sugarland Skeeters at 6:30 p.m. at Santander Stadium as the Revolution try and get back on the winning track. And then the Patriots will look to continue their winning ways when they host the Barnstormers at 7:05 up at TD Bank Ballpark. Here's the 1-0, and Crawford takes a fastball that just catches a piece of the outside corner for a strike. And that'll even up the count at 1-1. Costanzo leads at first, nobody out, the 1-1. Crawford lays off the breaking ball. Rogers misses down low. The count goes to 2-1. Mets won last night out in Arizona, 6-2 the final score. Matt Harvey, the win, improved to 6-3. Dominic Leone lost and fell to 0-1. Juris Familia picked up his 16th save of the year. John Mayberry Jr. hit his 2nd home run of the year for the Mets. 2-1 from Rogers, and Crawford lays off a fastball up and away, ball 3, and Rogers 1 ball away from walking back-to-back hitters to open things up here in the bottom of the 5th inning. For the Diamondbacks, Jared Saltalamacchia hit his 2nd home run, and Paul Goldschmidt hit his 16th. 2 teams will play again tonight out in Arizona at 9:40. 3-1 pitch. Crawford swings, hits one high in the air to deep left field. Kamatsu going back to the warning track at the wall. He looks up, and you can forget it. Evan Crawford with his first home run of the year, a 2-run blast over the wall and left. And after the leadoff walk, Mark Rogers allows the home run, and the lead is down to 3. It is a 6-3 Long Island advantage. So Evan Crawford with his first Atlantic League home run as he drills a 2-run shot deep to left, his 5th and 6th RBIs of the year. And Long Island now with their lead cut to 6-3, and boy, was it a good thing they scored those 4 runs in the 5th. And now Marty Jansen is going to come out to the mound to talk things over with his right-hander. And Kevin Byes was hoping to get 5 innings at least out of Mark Rogers today, but has had trouble finding the strike zone here in the bottom of the 5th, and that's going to get the bullpen going here at Campbell's Field. And Nick Struck will take a baseball and start warming up down the right field line. Crawford really was struggling with the Ducks. They ended up trading him here to Camden. He has been hitting a bit better since coming to the Riversharks. .280 average entering today as a Rivershark. And he picked up a single in his first at bat, and now a 2-run home run over the left field wall after the walk by Rogers on Mike Costanzo. And now another situation where he fell behind against Crawford. Tom Scartozzi, the home plate umpire, in a discussion here with Jose Morales. I am not sure what. That was the second visit of the inning to the mound, one by Morales and one by Jansen. So I think that's what he's telling Morales, is that's 2 visits, and Morales is trying to say that, no, the first one was not really an actual visit. Here's Eddie Serrano to the plate. And the first pitch from Rogers is a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. The key here for Rogers now is to start throwing strikes. You have a lead, a big lead. A big lead. As the 0-1 is fouled off behind the plate, just off to our right. The count 0-2, excuse me. The lead was 6-1, now it is cut to 6-3, and the key again for Rogers is to just get through this inning. Give the Ducks 5 innings, keep them in front, and then allow Kevin Byes to turn it over to the bullpen. The 0-2, breaking ball hit on the ground is short. Dan Lyons charges, fields, and his throw to first low, but a good scoop by John Griffin on the backhand to retire Serrano for the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. Other action going on tonight in the major leagues. The Yankees will return home after the successful 4-3 road trip out west. They'll host the Angels at 7:05. Jared Weber will go for Anaheim. He's 4-4 with a 4.08 ERA. Nathan Eovaldi for the Yankees, 4-1 with a 4.40 earned run average. First pitch from Rogers to Rocket is a breaking ball that came up and inside, went over the head of Rocket. The count 1-0, looked like that one slipped out of the hand. Mets will counter with Jonathan Neese at 3-5 on the year with a 4.42 ERA. The Diamondbacks' Jeremy Hellickson is 3-3 with a 5.08 ERA. Line drive in the air to center field. Delta Cleary Jr. moves back to make the catch. So Rocket is retired. He's now 0-2. A good job by Rogers to get 2 straight outs after the 2-run home run by Crawford. And across the river here in Philadelphia, the Phillies will host the San Francisco Giants at 7:05. Tim Lincecum will go for San Francisco. He is 5-3 with an ERA of an even 3. And the Phillies will counter with a former Atlantic Leaguer, former Barnstormer Jerome Williams, who is 3-5 with a 5.49. Will make the start tonight for the Phillies. First pitch misses outside for ball 1 to Brandon Chavez. Chavez is 0-2 with a ground out to first and a strikeout. This one misses low and outside, and now Rogers behind Chavez, 2 balls and no strikes. Chavez has grounded to first and struck out 0-2. The Riversharks with just 3 hits in the game, but now with 3 runs. Long Island with 6 runs on 7 hits. 2-0. Chavez swings and foul tips it at home plate off of his front foot. Golden State Warriors winners last night in Game 1 of the NBA Finals, 108-100 in overtime over the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron James had 44 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists in the loss. Stephen Curry had 26 points, 4 rebounds, 8 assists for Golden State. And later tonight down in Houston at BBVA Compass Stadium, the Red Bulls visit the Houston Dynamo. Two-1 from Rogers to the lefty swinging Chavez. Kick in the pitch, and Chavez takes low in the dirt for ball 3. Rogers has walked 2 in the ball game, 1 pitch away from walking his 3rd. And that would give Carlos Guzman an opportunity. Here's the 3-1 from Rogers, and Chavez takes a strike over the outside corner. Good pitch from Rogers that has run the count full. And 3-2 with 2 down and the base is empty. Here comes the 3-2 from Rogers, and Chavez will take upstairs for ball 4. The second walk of the inning, 3rd of the game issued by Rogers. And now a runner at first with 2 out. And Carlos Guzman will now come to the plate. Nick Struck continues to warm in the bullpen down the right field line. So Rogers now with a runner at first and 2 away as he faces Guzman, who has grounded out twice. Trying to get out of Dodge here in the 5th inning, with the Ducks leading by 3. Rogers gets the sign and comes set. His first pitch on the way to Carlos Guzman is a fastball low and inside, and Rogers continues to fall behind in counts here in this 5th inning. And they count 1-0. Don't have an official pitch count, but Rogers has been about even in terms of balls and strikes in this game. He is close to 80 pitches now. Runner goes from first. The 1-0 is popped up. Foul territory behind the plate. Just off to the third base side. This will be about 5 or 6 rows back. And the count even up at 1-1. Guzman a grounder to short in the first inning and a grounder to third in the 3rd. Evan Crawford's 2-run home run here in the 5th has cut the Ducks' lead from 6-1 to 6-3. Chavez at first base, 2 stolen bases on this year, but has been caught 4 times. Rogers ready. Runner goes again, the 1-1, misses inside. The throw down to second base, not in time. It was off to the third base side of the second base bag. Second steal of the game for the Riversharks, and for Chavez, his 3rd of the year. Camden now with a runner at second and 2 out. And again, Rogers behind in the count 2-1. Again, Kevin Nye is hoping to get 5 innings out of Rogers, especially after they took a 6-1 lead in the top half of this inning. But Rogers having a lot of issues locating here in the bottom of the 5th and seems to be tiring a bit. Right-handers 2-1. And this on the ground is second. This should end the inning. Davis fields. And his throw to first is in time, and so Rogers avoids any further trouble. However, the Riversharks cut the lead for Long Island to 3. They get 2 runs on just 1 hit, the 2-run homer by Evan Crawford. 2 walks in the inning, 1 left on base. We have played 5 here at Campbell's Field. The Ducks lead it over the Riversharks by a count of 6-3.
Hey fans, this is left-handed pitcher Carmine Giardina, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
The results are in. PSEG Long Island is delivering 99.9% reliability. We got there by strengthening equipment and clearing trees along power lines across our area. And our new outage management system will continue to ensure improved communications and faster restoration. 99.9% reliable. It's one more way we're serving you better. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.psegliny.com/reliability.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
Ducks fans follow all season long as the Long Island Ducks try to meet the Chappies Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 home runs, Chappies Funeral Homes will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. Chappies Funeral Homes, where caring for others is our family tradition. Ducks with 20 home runs on the season. They hit their 20th last night when Lou Ford hit a two-run blast, solo blast, to left field that tied the game at 1 in the third. Ducks here have not homered. Camden has one. Evan Crawford a two-run blast in the bottom of the fifth. But the Ducks in front 6-3, and Dan Lyons will lead off for the second straight inning. After the Ducks batted around in the fifth inning and scored 4 runs, Lyons takes low and away for ball 1. Daniel Herrera still in the ball game after striking out Davison Kamatsu with runners at first and second and 1 out in the fifth. The 1-0, and Lyons hits one high in the air, deep to left field. Going back is Crawford. Warning track, near the wall, he can't get it, and it's off the wall. Lyons will round second, but hold on right there as Crawford fires it back in. Lyons came very, very close to his first home run of the season. Instead, he'll settle for his 5th double.
Designated hitter number 44, Brian Sabatello.
Evan Crawford had a lot of trouble with that ball heading out to left field. And off the bat, it looked like it might have had the distance for a home run, but on a warmer day, that might go out. On a chillier day like today, does not leave the yard. And so for Lyons, his second hit of the game, he reached on an infield single in the 5th. The Ducks with a runner at second, nobody out here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch to Sabatella is a breaking ball in the outside corner for strike 1. Sabatella 3 hits and 3 at-bats today, all of them singles. He has not picked up a 4-hit game this year, looking to become just the 3rd Duck player to get 4 hits in a game. And here he rips one to the right side and through, a base hit for Sabatella. Lyons on his way to 3rd. Kevin Baez sending him around. Here's the throw from Guzman to the plate. It is not in time. An RBI single for Brian Sabatella, who is now 4 for 4 on the day. The Ducks get a run back, and they lead it 7-3. Sabatella was a check swing almost, but he was able to get it enough through that right side in the hole between 1st and 2nd. And Lyons, who got a bit of a late start on it, ended up making his way from 2nd to the plate. So for Lyons, his 2nd run of the game, 15th of the year. For Sabatella, his 4th hit of the day, his first 4-hit game of the year, and he picks up his 17th run batted in of the season. So the Ducks now with a runner at first, nobody out. Here's Delta Cleary Jr. to face Herrera. And the first pitch is swung on and missed for strike 1. No action for the Riversharks in their bullpen right now. Herrera has struggled this year and enters today with a record of 2-1, a 7.98 ERA, and 12 appearances out of the bullpen. Again, allowed 3 runs yesterday, though none of them were charged to him. The 0-1 is a breaking ball over the outside corner. Looked like the screwball that time, and the count 0-2. Herrera has given up 30 hits in 14 2/3 innings entering today. 16 runs, 13 earned. 6 walks to 9 strikeouts. Now the 0-2, Cleary Jr. a swing and a tapper foul. And that screwball, and he just got enough to tip it to the first base side. The count still 0-2 on Delta Cleary Jr. Sabatella takes his lead at first after his 4th hit of the day. And the 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike 3. Fastball over the inner half. Cleary Jr. is now 0 for 2 in the ball game. 3rd strikeout for Herrera, and that is out number 1 in the 6th. Cleary Jr. had walked and scored in the 1st, grounded into a 3-6-3 double play in the 3rd, reached on a sac bunt and error in the 5th, and later scored. And now the strikeout. Here's Cody Puckett, who's been on base all 3 times today, has an RBI and a run scored as well. Herrera's first pitch, and Puckett takes the breaking ball outside for ball 1. Cody Puckett had an RBI single to right in the 1st inning that got the scoring started. Drew a walk in the 4th, and then drew a walk again in the 5th, and later scored in that inning. 1-0. Ripped to the left side and threw a base hit for Cody Puckett. His 2nd hit of the day. Stopping at 2nd is Sabatella. 3rd hit of the inning for the Ducks off of Herrera. And Long Island with runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 out for John Griffin.
First baseman number 33, John Griffin.
Ducks now with 10 hits in the ball game. Back-to-back games with the Ducks here in Camden in which they have collected 10 or more hits. They had 14 yesterday. First pitch to Griffin. Fastball over the outside corner for strike one. Long Island has now collected 8 or more hits in every single game that they have played this year against the Riversharks, all 6 of them. Ducks 4-1 against Camden entering today, and they've got a 7-3 lead here in the second game of this series. Time called at home plate. So good speed on the bases for the Ducks with Sabatella at second, who has already scored twice today, and Puckett at first, who has scored once. And Herrera will step off and go through the signs again. Nick Struck continues to warm down the right field line for the Ducks. He will likely come on and pitch in the 6th inning. Here's the 0-1. Griffin swings, hits one high in the air to left field. Drifting back is Evan Crawford. And he'll make the catch. Sabatella will stay put at second, as will Puckett at first. So Griffin now 1 for 4 in the game. His one hit was a single back in the 4th.
Right fielder number 28, Prentice Redmond.
2 down in the inning, and that will leave it up to Prentice Redmond. Redmond on the day is 0 for 2 with a walk. He drew the walk his last time up, and that was in the 5th. Grounded into a fielder's choice in the 4th and popped to short in the 1st. Herrera looks to second, deals, and Redmond takes low and outside on the breaking ball for ball 1. Herrera trying to get out of this inning after allowing a run on 3 hits thus far. As the lefty comes set on the hill, kicks and fires, and Redmond will take a big curveball that drops in for a strike. That'll leave it up the count at 1-1. Redmond wears the high black socks at home plate. It's been a walks machine this year for the Ducks. Entering today, Redmond ranks 3rd in the Atlantic League with 21 walks. Lancaster's Blake Galen leads the league with 31. Fred Lewis has 28 of Southern Maryland. Herrera again has to step off, and he and Serrano just not on the same page right now. Really has slowed down the game here. Rogers has been working very slowly for the Ducks today, and now Herrera and Serrano having trouble communicating. It'll be a 1-1 here to Prentice Redmond. Now Herrera gets the pitch he likes. The pitch to Redmond hit high in the air to left center field. Well hit. Going back are Rocket and Crawford still on the run. They look up and can't get it. It's one hop off the wall. Sabatella will score. Puckett will score. It's a 2-out, 2-run double for Prentice Redmond. The Ducks with 3 more here in the 6th, and they lead it 9-3. So a good job by the Ducks to bounce back here in the 6th inning after Mark Rogers allows the 2-run home run in the bottom of the 5th. Prentice Redmond with his first hit of the day, his 3rd double of the year. RBIs 10 and 11. And a big 2-out hit for Redmond deep to the left center field gap. Might have been out at Bethpage Ballpark, but here with the deep gaps, unable to clear the fence. Still a 2-run double. Sabatella scores for the 3rd time today. Puckett scores for the 2nd time. And now Redmond, the runner at second base with 2 out for Jose Morales. Back-to-back games here in Camden. The Ducks have scored 9 runs off of the Riversharks. And Herrera's struggles continuing. He's now allowed 3 runs on 4 hits in the 6th. After getting out of the jam in the 5th, and he deals low and outside for ball 1 to Jose Morales, who had a big hit in that 5th inning, a 2-run single through the left side. Also drew a walk in the 4th and grounded out back to the mound in the 2nd. Morales takes low and away, gets away from the catcher Serrano, kicks to the 3rd base side. He continues to have all sorts of trouble behind the plate on some of these wild pitches. Another wild pitch, this time from Herrera. I'll allow Redmond to move to 3rd. So the Ducks with a 6-run lead now, their largest lead of the ball game. They led 2-0, 2-1, 6-1, 6-3, and now they are up 9-3. So it'll be a 2-0 on the way from Herrera. Kicks and fires, and Morales takes low on the fastball, and now ahead 3-0. With Blake Davis waiting in the on-deck circle. Nick Struck seems to be ready down the right field line, just waiting to come into the game. The Ducks with another long inning here in the top of the 6th. The 3-0 is taken over the inside corner for strike 1. Ducks now with 11 hits in the ball game to just 3 for the Riversharks. Now Long Island's offense doing their part to try and give Mark Rogers a much-needed victory. It'll be up to the bullpen to try and keep it that way. 3-1, ripped towards the middle, but grabbed on the backhand by second baseman Patty Matera, and his throw to first is in time for the out. So Morales is retired. That'll finally put an end to the inning, but the Ducks send 7 more men to the plate. They get 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors, they leave 1. And through 5.5, it is now the Ducks leading the Riversharks by a count of 9-3.
Hey fans, this is outfielder Eric Komatsu, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on Park in the Park Night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Well, Mark Rogers' day is done. After 5 innings of work, he is in line to get his second win of the year, a much-needed win for the right-hander, as the Ducks have a 9-3 lead over the Riversharks, 7 of the 9 runs coming over the last 2 innings. Nick Struck is the new pitcher. He will take over for Rogers. And Rogers goes 5 innings, giving up 3 hits and 3 runs, all of them earned. He walked 3 batters, all of which came in his last 2 innings, and struck out just 2. And allowed the 1 home run, the 2-run blast to Evan Crawford, his former teammate. So Nick Struck is on the mound for the Ducks and will look to deliver the shutdown inning. Rogers was able to get the shutdown inning in the first inning when the Ducks scored 2 runs, but could not get it in the 5th. After the Ducks scored 4, he allowed 2 in the bottom of the 5th. Was able to get out of trouble, though. Keep the Ducks in front. Long Island added 3 more, their largest lead of the day. Right now at 6, and Struck will face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Camden. It'll be Patty Matera, Joel Guzman, and Ryan Strebe. So the large crowd here at Campbell's Field, many are still here. Some have already made their way out. But they have not had too much to cheer about aside from the Crawford home run and the Serrano double. And Long Island's offense has led the way once again. First pitch from Struck, and Matera takes outside for ball 1. The Ducks with 9 runs on 14 hits in yesterday's game. They've got 9 more runs on 11 hits here in this game. Be a 1-0. And Matera takes a fastball that just missed above the belt. And they count 2 balls and no strikes. Matera is 0 for 1 with a walk in the game. Grounded at first in the first inning and drew a walk in the 4th. The 2-0 from Struck. Now the breaking ball here misses up and inside for ball 3. So after Rogers had trouble with his control in the 5th inning, Nick Struck has had trouble with control on the first 3 pitches to Patty Matera. And the 3-0 from the right-hander is taken at the belt for a strike. And the count 3-1. Struck on the year, has appeared in 10 games. He is 2-1 with a 1.93 ERA. And it's 3-1. Matera takes low ball 4, so not a good start for Nick Struck. As he walks Patty Matera on 5 pitches. 4th walk allowed by Ducks pitching. And the leadoff man on for the Riversharks.
First baseman number 27, Joel Guzman.
Well, when you've got a big lead like this at 9-3, no reason for any pitcher to nitpick. It's all about throwing strikes, getting the Riversharks to put the ball in play. They have not hit the ball well of late, and try and get some outs. But Rogers last inning and now Struck here on the first batter, having trouble finding the zone. Here's Joel Guzman in the first pitch, misses inside, and that is ball 1. Guzman is 0 for 2 in the game with a fly out to left and a 6-4-3 double play ground out. Struck set at the belt. And now the 1-0. That fastball is in at the knees for a strike. Struck on the year, 9 1/3 innings of work, has given up 8 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned, has walked 3 and struck out 9. Ready to deal 1-1. Here's the pitch, and Guzman pops one up in the air to right field. Shallow. Going out is Blake Davis, coming in towards the line. Redmond. Davis along the line will watch, and it'll drop foul on the warning track. Hit it to the right spot, just too far away for any of the Ducks infielders or outfielders to get to it. So they count now 1-2 on Joel Guzman. Wind has died down here. It was blowing a little bit earlier in the game from right to left. The flag out in left center field, though, hanging with pretty much no movement right now. If anything, just a very, very, very light breeze blowing towards the left field foul pole. Now the 1-2. Guzman swings and misses for strike 3. Cut through a fastball on the outside corner. First strikeout for Nick Struck. And there's one away here in the 6th inning. That'll bring up the former Duck, Ryan Strebe. Well, Strebe spent parts of 2 seasons with the Ducks. He was part of their championship team in 2013 and started last year with Long Island before being traded here to Camden. First pitch on the way from Struck. The breaking ball in at the knees for a strike. In 2013, Ryan Strebe hit .251 with 4 homers and 26 RBIs in 53 games for Long Island. Hit very well in the playoffs. And here he fouls one back to the screen. Missed an extended amount of time that season, though, because of a wrist injury. It looked like he might not come back that year, but was able to come back and be a productive player for the Ducks in the playoffs. Last year, started the season at just .206 for the Ducks in 19 games, with a home run and 8 runs batted in as he takes up an inside for ball 1. Eventually got traded to the Riversharks, hit much better here, finished the year at .275 as a whole, with 5 homers and 41 runs batted in. Here comes the 1-2 now from Struck, and Strebe takes a fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 3. Strebe didn't like the call, having a couple words with Tom Scartozzi, the home plate umpire. Back-to-back strikeouts after the leadoff walk by Nick Struck. 2 outs, that'll leave it up to the third baseman, Mike Costanzo. Well, the Ducks bullpen has been absolutely spectacular of late in their last 9 games. The Ducks pitchers have allowed just 3 runs in 35 1/3 innings. That's a 0.76 ERA, as this one fouled back to the screen. In that span, they have given up just 13 hits and 5 walks while striking out 31 batters. Just incredible numbers for the bullpen of late. And last night, Long Island with 3 2/3 scoreless innings of relief. They allowed just the 1 hit, the double to Costanzo in the 9th. Given up by Frank DeGiulio Jr. This one missed outside, even the count at 1-1. And they combined to strike out 5, so the bullpen was almost perfect last night and sealing up the 9-1 win, although the game was 2-1 until that 9th inning. The 1-1 up and away by Struck for ball 2. Camden looks like they've got a lefty in the bullpen right now, either TJ Chisholm or Zach Braddock. It looks like it is TJ Chisholm. Nothing doing for the Ducks. Struck tries to work a scoreless sixth, the 2-1. Costanzo takes low and inside. And the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Evan Crawford waiting in the on-deck circle. He's been hot here today. Here's the 3-1. Costanzo rips one down the right field line. This is going to be a base hit. It is fair and will head into the corner. Chugging his way to third is Patty Matera. Redmond fires back in. Matera will hold at third base as the throw came into the plate. And in at second with a double is Mike Costanzo. Back-to-back games with a double for Costanzo, his 5th of the year. The Ducks with runners at second and third with 2 out for Evan Crawford. Has been seeing the ball well today. He's 2 for 2 with a single and a 2-run home run. 2 RBIs and 2 runs scored on the day. So Struck now faced with runners at second and third with 2 out. First pitch on the way, and Crawford takes a breaking ball over the outside corner for strike 1. So a walk, 2 strikeouts, and a double in order here in the inning for Nick Struck. And now the 0-1 is a breaking ball laid off, missed down and away to even the count at a ball and a strike. Crawford's home run is 1st of the year. He has now picked up 6 RBIs and 12 runs on the season. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Struck deals. Crawford takes a fastball outside. The count goes to 2-1, and Struck seems to be having trouble finding the zone again, and seems to be having trouble with the mound too. He's kicked around on the mound a couple times at the dirt. And they just not feel comfortable right now on that pitching surface. 2-1 pitch on the way. And Crawford swings and misses, cutting through the fastball up high and inside, and that'll even up the count at 2-2, and Struck 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. Sun now shining here in Camden. And the 2-2 pitch to Crawford is a fastball outside, ball 3. So the count now full at 3-2 on Crawford. If he reaches, it would load up the bases. If he reaches on a walk, I should say, would load up the bases with 2 out. Eddie Sarando waiting on deck. And the payoff pitch from Nick Struck is swung on and missed for strike 3. He was able to blow the fastball by Crawford and get him to swing through it. Struck strikes out the side and ultimately allows no runs on 1 hit and a walk. Camden leaves 2 in scoring position. And we will head to the 7th here at Campbell's Field in the opener of a day-night doubleheader. The Ducks still in front of the Riversharks by a count of 9-3.
Hey fans, this is Blake Davis, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Spring into a new Honda at Huntington Honda and pay $59 a month for a new 2015 Honda Civic LX sedan. $59. So spring into Huntington Honda on Jericho Turnpike just east of Route 110 or HuntingtonHondaCars.com.
Huntington Honda, discover the difference.
Auto 24-month lease, total due at inception. Civic $31.90 includes bank fee, first month's payment, no security deposit. Taxes, DMV, title fees extra with excellent credit through HFS.
Have your birthday at the ballpark this season and celebrate with the Flock. Kona Ice birthday party packages with the Long Island Ducks are now available. Each package includes 10 box seats, a commemorative birthday t-shirt and autographed baseball, a pizza and Kona Ice party in the Hebrew National Picnic area, and so much more. Best of all, the birthday child will stand on the dugout while the entire crowd sings happy birthday. Reserve your party today by calling the group sales department at 631-940-3825. Kona Ice birthday parties with the Long Island Ducks, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Ducks fans, on this Friday afternoon, why not chill out with a cold cup of Hampton Coffee Company Gourmet Iced Coffee, available at the concession stands at Bethpage Ballpark. Hampton Coffee is the preferred coffee of the Long Island Ducks. Visit HamptonCoffeeCompany.com or check out their cafes in the Hamptons. Second lefty reliever of the day for the Riversharks is now in. It is TJ Chisholm, who takes over for Daniel Herrera, who went 1 2/3 innings in relief of Zachary Clark. And Clark in line for his second loss of the year, and Herrera did not pitch well. He allowed 4 hits and 3 runs, all of them earned in his 1 2/3 innings. Did not walk a batter and struck out 3. And threw 1 wild pitch, but again, ultimately, the 3 runs in the 6th inning after Camden had scored twice to make it a 3-run ball game. So the Ducks now with a 9-3 lead as we go to the 7th inning. And it'll be Blake Davis, Eric Komatsu, and Dan Lyons, 2 lefties and a righty, and Davis swings and misses for strike 1. Davis 0 for 3 on the day. In fact, Davis and Komatsu combined are 0 for 6 as their struggles continue at the plate. Pitch on the way from Chisholm, and Davis swings and misses at a breaking ball, diving down and away, and he's now behind 0-2. Chisholm on the year, 0-1 record with a 1.35 ERA in 8 games. One of 3 lefty relievers for the Riversharks, along with Herrera and Zach Braddock. And now the 0-2. Davis swings and misses for strike 3. A half swing on a pitch, diving down and away. The tag applied by Sarando. So Davis now 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. First K for Chisholm. And that'll bring up Eric Komatsu.
Left fielder number 25, Eric Komatsu.
So Zachary Clark ends up going 4 1/3 innings today. Gave up 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned. Walked 5, struck out 1, and threw a wild pitch. Again, is in line for his 2nd loss of the year. He remains winless. Haven't gotten a final pitch count on him. We'll try and get some pitch counts for you in between innings. Here's the lefty Komatsu to face the lefty Chisholm. And the first pitch, Komatsu takes a breaking ball for strike 1. Chisholm in his 6 2/3 innings this year has given up 8 hits, 5 runs, only 1 of them earned though. Walked 5 and struck out 4. Opponent's hitting him well at 296, but hasn't been helped out by some errors. The 0-1. That breaking ball misses low and outside to even up the count at a ball and a strike. No action for the Ducks in their bullpen, so it appears as though Nick Struck will stay in to pitch a 2nd inning of relief. With the Ducks ahead by 6, as long as they keep that 6-run lead or more going into the 8th. No reason to use Diaz or Kushmal here in game 1. 1-1. I missed up and inside for a ball. The count goes to 2-1. Again, the Ducks will go with lefty Andrew Barbosa in game 2 of the doubleheader today. He's been great this year, 1-0 with a 0.60 earned run average. And he'll be opposed by lefty Bill Murphy, who's 1-4 with a 5.30 ERA. 2-1, lifted in the air to left center field. Evan Crawford camping under it. And he'll make the catch. 2nd time today that Crawford's retired Komatsu, who is now 0 for 4. Every Duck has reached base and picked up a hit, with the exception of Davis, Komatsu, and Delta Cleary Jr. Cleary Jr. has reached on a walk, so everybody's reached base except for Davis and Komatsu. And 6 of the 9 have at least 1 hit. So with 2 down, here's Dan Lyons, who has another multi-hit game. He had 3 hits last night. He's 2 for 3 today with a couple runs, and make that 3 hits as he rips one inside the bag at 3rd and down the left field line. Lyons rounds first. He will go to 2nd. He'll stop right there as Crawford fires it back in. And back-to-back doubles for Lyons in his last 2 at-bats. And he has now picked up hits in each of the last 3 innings. So back-to-back 3-hit games for Dan Lyons. As he's got 2 doubles and a single. He has scored each time he's been on base today. So for Dan Lyons, he's got his 4th 3-hit game of the year now, tied with Morales and Sabatella for the team lead. Here's Sabatella to the plate, who has had a great start to his day. He is 4 for 4 at the plate, and we'll see if he can become the first Duck with 5 hits in a game this year. First pitch on the way from TJ Chisholm, and Sabatella takes a big curveball that drops in for a strike. And the count goes to 0-1. All 4 of Sabatella's hits singles. He has singled to each outfield position in this game. Chisholm gets the sign and comes set. And the 0-1. Sabatella lifts one in the air to right center field. Long run over for Rocket. He will catch up to this one, though, and make the grab. And for the first time today, Brian Sabatella has been retired. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left for the Ducks. It is time to stretch here at Campbell's Field on this Friday afternoon as the Ducks lead it 9-3 over the Riversharks.
Hey fans, this is pitcher Mark Rogers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the official Ducks YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Hey, Ducks fans, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks is the Upsky Long Island Hotel in Hauppauge. It's centrally located on the north shore of Long Island and offers a home away from home for both business and leisure guests. The Upsky Long Island Hotel features an indoor pool, 24-hour business center, a fitness center, and complimentary Wi-Fi in all guest rooms. Enjoy the contemporary American cuisine at the Fountain Grill restaurant or grab a quick bite to eat at Cafe Pronto. Best of all, it's only minutes from Bethpage Ballpark. The Upsky Long Island Hotel, the official hotel of the Long Island Ducks. Call 231-1100 today. That's 631-231-1100.
Family fun every time. Beautiful evening for baseball. Big action every time. He reaches up. It's gone! Great value every time.
And the Ducks have won it 7-1.
The Ducks schedule is loaded with new promotions this season, and with an average ticket price of just $10 and free parking, there is no better value on Long Island. For game times and tickets, visit liducks.com. Long Island Ducks Baseball. Good times every time.
Bottom of the 7th now here in Camden, New Jersey. Ducks with 9 runs on 12 hits, no errors. The Riversharks with 3 runs on 4 hits and 1 error. The Ducks are looking for their 2nd straight win here in the series over the Riversharks and their 4th consecutive victory overall. And it would improve them to a new high watermark at 7 games over 500. Nick Struck will stay in the ballgame for the Ducks, and he'll face the number 8 hitter, Eddie Sarando, to lead things off after Struck worked a scoreless 6th inning despite allowing a walk and a double. So the Ducks with 9 runs for the 2nd straight day here against the Riversharks. Here is Eddie Serrano to lead off. He is 1 for 2. And the first pitch is taken outside from Struck for ball 1. Struck had some control issues in the 6th. Walked the leadoff hitter Patty Matera and allowed the double to Mike Costanzo after falling behind, but ultimately he struck out the side in the 6th inning. 1-0 is swung on and missed by Sarando for strike 1. Sarando had an RBI double to right center in the 3rd and grounded a short in the 5th in his 2 at-bats today. One. Struck deals, and this fouled back to the screen behind home plate. And Sarando now behind 1-2. Looks like lefty Carmine Giardina is mulling about in the bullpen. Has not started throwing though, just stretching a little bit. Here's the 1-2. Fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 3. A little bit of a late call from home plate umpire Tom Scartosi, but that is now 4 strikeouts for Nick Struck. And out number 1 here in the 7th.
Center fielder number 2, Michael Rocket.
So with 1 away, the 9-hitter Michael Rocket will step up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 in the ball game with a grounder to 3rd and a fly ball to center. Rocket, Guzman, along with Carlos Guzman, have each not reached base in this game. First pitch missed for ball 1. Struck looking in for the sign. And out comes Set. Here's the 1-0. And Rocket takes a fastball outside for ball 2. Many of the kids out in front of us picked up some baseball bat inflatable thunder sticks. Those are the noises that you hear through the crowd mic here. So the count 2-0 on Rocket. Here's the pitch. Fastball popped up in the air, foul. First base side out of play. The count goes to 2-1. Again, the two teams will reconvene at 7:05 for the nightcap of the doubleheader, and we'll close out the series tomorrow evening at 5:35. Ducks will then head back home, where they will face the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs starting on Sunday. Rocket swings and misses for strike 2. The Riversharks will head up the Jersey Turnpike and visit the Somerset Patriots starting on Sunday for a 4-game series before they head south to Southern Maryland. 2-2. fastball upstairs from Struck for ball 3. Giardina has now started a throw in the right field bullpen. And Kevin Baez would like to get Struck through the 7th before turning it over to a new pitcher in the 8th. Here's the payoff to Rocket, and the pitch swung on and lifted in the air to right down the line. Long run for Prentice Redmond in a foul territory. He cannot get it. Lands in the bullpen, might have actually gone into that playground area down the right field line. So we'll do it once again with a count of 3-2. Struck set at the belt. Here's the pitch, and Rocket swings and just caught a piece. No, he missed it. That's strike 3. Ball got away from Morales. He recovers. He throws to first in time for the out. Good play by Morales to stay with it. I thought Rocket might have foul tipped it, but they say he did not. So that is the 5th strikeout for Nick Struck. Putout goes 2-3. So Struck has struck out 5 and is 1 strikeout away from retiring all 6 hitters that he has gotten outs on by strikes. And here's Brandon Chavez, who is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout today. It's now 7 strikeouts for Ducks pitching. First pitch, Chavez takes a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. Chavez drew the walk and stole his 3rd base of the year back in the 5th. Before that, a ground out to first and a strikeout in his first 2 at-bats. 0-1 is on the outside corner, another called strike, and the count 0-2. So Struck 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 7th inning. Right-hander comes set, kicks and fires, and Chavez swings and just fouled it back to the screen behind home plate. Good cut to stay alive. And we'll do it once again at 0-2. Bases empty, 2 down. The Ducks lead at 9-3 in the bottom of the 7th inning. And the 0-2 from Struck is low and inside on the breaking ball. No action for the Riversharks right now in their bullpen, so it appears that TJ Chisholm will stay in to pitch the 8th. And now the 1-2 from Struck. Low and outside. Chavez takes. That'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carlos Guzman waiting in the on-deck circle. He is a switch hitter. The only true lefty in Camden's roster is Mike Costanzo. And a 2-2 up and away. So Struck got ahead, 0-2 on Chavez. He fouled the ball off and now has taken 3 straight out of the zone. Struck upset with himself after that last pitch, so we'll see if he can recover to get the strikeout here, or if he'll have to face Guzman. Ready to go is Struck. The 3-2 on the way to Chavez is low and inside, ball 4. So Nick Struck with a walk he did not want to issue after getting ahead 0-2 on Brandon Chavez. It's the 2nd walk that Struck is allowed, 5th walk allowed by Ducks pitcher.
Number 3, Carlos Guzman.
And with 2 away, Carlos Guzman will have an opportunity. So here is Carlos Guzman at the plate, 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts in the ball game. The first pitch from Struck is up and away on a fastball, and the count 1-0. Guzman a grounder to short in the 1st, a grounder to 3rd in the 3rd, and a grounder to 2nd in the 5th. And all of a sudden, Nick Struck has lost a strike zone. Griffin plays behind the runner at first, Chavez. Now the 1-0 pitch is hit on the ground at first. John Griffin stays with it. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that will put an end to the 7th inning. So Struck bounces back after the 2-out walk to get Guzman around at first. No runs, no hits, 1 left. Through 7 here in Camden, the Ducks still lead the Riversharks by a count of 9-3.
Hey fan, this is outfielder Delta Cleary Jr. and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Few places on earth offer the charm and excitement of Fire Island. At Fire Island Ferries, located conveniently at 99 Maple Avenue in Bay Shore, they offer convenient travel to Fire Island 7 days a week. Fire Island is quickly becoming a top destination for families of all ages. Experience the informal, carefree communities, the dazzling night scene, enjoy fine dining, or climb to the top of one of the tallest lighthouses in the United States. But there's only one way to get there, by calling Fire Island Ferries at 631-665-3600 today. For fare and scheduling information, please visit fireislandferries.com.
Hey Ducks fans, stay up to date with Long Island's hometown team by visiting Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Quack of the Bat will bring Ducks fans beyond the headlines with in-depth feature articles, breaking news stories, game previews, post-game wrap-ups, and so much more. Interact with the team during the entire season through quotes directly from the players and coaches, as well as exclusive video clips and photos. Check out the blog today at quackofthebat.wordpress.com. Quack of the Bat, the official blog of the Long Island Ducks. Nick Struck has worked 2 scoreless innings of relief, striking out 5 of the 6 outs that he has recorded. Has allowed 2 walks in that span and 1 hit, and keeps the lead 9-3 as we go to the 8th inning here at Campbell's Field. TJ Chisholm will stay in for his 2nd inning of relief. He'll face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Ducks, Delta Cleary Jr., Cody Puckett, and John Griffin. Michael Pollock here with you, bringing you the play-by-play. Thank you so much for joining me on your Friday morning/afternoon. Hope your final day of the work week is going well. And we appreciate you tuning in on the Ducks official YouTube channel and liducks.com. So Delta Cleary Jr. will lead off, trying to join the hit party. The Ducks have 12 hits in the game. And the first pitch on the way is taken upstairs for ball 1. He is 0 for 2 in the game, but has scored a pair of runs, drew a walk in the first inning, and later scored on John Griffin's double play ball. Then he reached on a sac bunt and error in the 5th and scored on Jose Morales' 2-run single. Here he hits a ground ball to second, gobbled up by Patty Matera, and his throw to first is in time for the out. So Cleary Jr. is retired, and that is out number 1.
Third baseman number 2, Cody Puckett.
That'll bring up Cody Puckett. First pitch on the way to Puckett is a breaking ball that is in at the knees for a called strike to count 0-1. Puckett in the ballgame 2 for 2. He has a single to right in the first that scored a run, a single to left in the 6th, and later scored himself. 0-1. Ripped on the ground to the left side, fielded by the third baseman Costanzo, and his throw across on the money. That's the first time Puckett has been retired. He also walked in the 4th and 5th, scoring in the 5th.
First baseman number 33, John Griffin.
So TJ Chisholm has now retired 5 of the 6 batters he has faced, allowing just to double the Lions in the 7th. And with 2 down, John Griffin will come to the plate. Carmine Giardina, the left-hander, warming in the bullpen for the Ducks down the right field line. He will come on to pitch the 8th. Here's John Griffin, who is 1 for 4 with a single, and he takes the first pitch low and inside for ball 1. Griffin grounded into a double play in the first that brought in a run. No RBI, though. A single to left in the 4th, but was stranded at 3rd. Struck out swinging in the 5th and popped to left in the 6th. 1-0 from Chisholm, and that's taken outside. Griffin ahead in the count, 2 balls and no strikes, a good hitter's count. Many of the school groups here in attendance today have made their way out. It's getting close to 2 o'clock here on this Friday, so many of the kids have to start making their way back to school to get picked up for the end of the week. 2-0 outside for ball 3. And Griffin 1 pitch away from being a 2-out base runner here and giving Prentice Redmond a chance to bat. Here's the 3-0. And Griffin takes all the way. It's in for a strike. The count goes to 3-1. Ducks out hitting the Riversharks 12-4 here today after out hitting them 14-4 yesterday. And here Griffin, a ground ball to the left side, fielded by Chavez in the hole. The long throw to first is in time for the out. 3 ground outs, 1 to second, 1 to third, 1 to short, and that will end the 8th inning. A 1-2-3 inning. First time the Ducks have been retired in order since the 2nd inning. So we will head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Long Island still in front by a count of 9-3.
Hey fans, this is infielder Cody Puckett, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
Beautify your patio, walkway, driveway, or pool surround with Nicoloc paving stones and walls. Nicoloc's specially formulated paver shield offers extra surface wear protection and color enhancement throughout the thickness of the paver. Paver shield guarantees that your pavers will look great for years to come. Bring home the elegance with Nicoloc. Visit the Nicoloc Design Center, Sunrise Highway, Lindenhurst, or Nicoloc.com.
Let Nicoloc pavers pave your way.
M&V Limousines is the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks. Family owned and operated, they've been in the business for over 23 years. M&V Limousines offers coach buses with Wi-Fi and restrooms, party buses, exotic limousines, and so much more. Whether you're looking for transportation for weddings, proms, corporate outings, or long-distance trips, they've got the right vehicle for you. Visit their showroom in Comac or check them out online at mvlimo.com. M&V Limousines, the official bus company of the Long Island Ducks.
To the bottom of the 8th inning with the Long Island Ducks leading at 9-3 over the Camden Riversharks, opener of a day-night doubleheader here at Campbell's Field. New pitcher is Carmine Giardina, who relieves Nick Struck. Struck goes 2 innings of scoreless relief, gives up just the 1 hit, a double to Mike Costanzo in the 6th, walked 2 batters, Matera in the 6th and Chavez in the 7th, and strikes out 5 batters. So good relief outing for Nick Struck, even though he didn't have his best control. And now Giardina will come in the 8th to face the heart of the order, Matera, Joel Guzman, and Ryan Strebe. Ducks fans, do you want frequent updates on team transactions, scores, store specials, and the status of upcoming games? Well, then follow the Long Island Ducks on Twitter at twitter.com/LIDucks. With Twitter, the faithful flock will be able to follow their Ducks and find out more information regarding nightly promotions, player signings, league activities, and so much more. The Ducks are tweeting right now, and you can follow along at twitter.com/LIDucks. Lights have gone off here at Campbell's Field with the sun popping back out. It's now become a hazy day. The clouds starting to roll back in a little bit, but nothing threatening right now. And it'll be Patty Matera, who has walked twice to lead off, followed by Guzman and Strebe, who are a combined 0 for 6. Giardino ready to go. His first pitch on the way, and Matera takes a fastball over the outside corner for strike 1. Matera grounded to first in the opening inning, since then has walked twice, once in the 4th, once in the 6th. Here's the 0-1. It's hit on the ground to short. Dan Lyons will gobble it up, and he'll throw to first in time. So Matera retired for the 2nd time in a ground out today, and that's out number 1 in the bottom of the 8th. Giardino on the season, 1-0 record in 12 games, has a 5.23 ERA. He's given up 14 hits in 10 1/3 innings, 6 runs, all of them earned, has walked 7 and struck out 6, so not the best numbers for Giardino this year, but has been pitching a bit better of late. This is his first action in a little bit of time. And the last time that he pitched for the Ducks was on Sunday, May 31st against the Revolution. And the 15-inning game, a swing and a miss here by Joel Guzman for strike 1. Threw a third of an inning in that game, gave up a hit, and nothing further before he was relieved. Threw 1 scoreless inning on May 29th against Somerset, as this misses low and inside. Count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike on Joel Guzman, who was 0 for 3 today. A fly out to left in the 2nd, a 6-4-3 double play ground out in the 4th, and a strikeout swinging in the 6th. The 1-1, and Guzman takes low on the fastball from Giardino for ball 2. Giardino, a Long Island native, born in Manhasset, now resides in Valrico, Florida. And the 2-1. Swinging a ground ball back to the mound. Fielded on a hop by Giardina, and his throw to first in time for the out. So Joel Guzman retired for the 4th time today, and that's 2 away. Carmine Giardina's primary NHL team, that is the sport that he enjoys the most, is the New York Islanders. And obviously was upset with the Islanders losing in the first round of the playoffs this year, so he has taken on his second team right now, and that is, of course, the Tampa Bay Lightning, since he resides just outside of Tampa. The first pitch, Strebe hits one high in the air to center, a hard line drive. Delta Cleary Jr. racing back is there to make the catch for the final out of the inning. And so obviously Giardina was upset when the Lightning lost the 1-0 lead in Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final and lost 2-1 to the Chicago Blackhawks. A 1-2-3 inning from Carmine Giardina, 3 scoreless innings so far out of the bullpen. We go to the ninth with the Ducks in front 9-3.
Hey fans, this is relief pitcher Bruce Kern, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
Thinking about buying or refinancing a home? Start by attending a free MCU home buying seminar. Then speak with one of our loan specialists who will guide you through the loan process. With an affordable mortgage from Municipal Credit Union, Home Sweet Home will be a little sweeter. Call 212-238-3521 or visit nymcu.org to apply for your mortgage today. Municipal Credit Union. Strong, trusted, growing. Municipal Credit Union is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Enjoy the ultimate VIP fan experience at Bethpage Ballpark this season by taking in a Ducks game from the brand new Trout Town Fan Can. Presented by Roscoe Beer Company, the Fan Can is available for rental at all Ducks home games. It features 12 Dream Seat theater-style padded seats, beverage holders, an air-conditioned atmosphere, and an incredible view of the game. Packages are now available with food and beverage included. To reserve your Fan Can outing today, call the Ducks Group Sales Department at 631-940-3825. The Trout Town Fan Can at Bethpage Ballpark. Your VIP experience has arrived. To the ninth inning here in Game 1 of this day-night doubleheader at Campbell's Field. The Long Island Ducks with a 9-3 lead. New pitcher is in it is right-hander Michael Click, the third reliever used by Chris Widger, the manager of the Riversharks. He relieves T.J. Chisholm, who goes 2 scoreless innings of relief, allowed just 1 hit. The double to Dan Lyons in the 7th. No runs, no walks, and he struck out 1. That was Blake Davis. So a good relief appearance for T.J. Chisholm, the lefty, after Daniel Herrera and Zachary Clark struggled. And now it'll be Michael Click in for his first action of the series. He'll face Prentice Redmond, Jose Morales, and Blake Davis. Michael Pollock here with you, bringing you all the action from Campbell's Field as the Ducks try and make it 4 straight wins overall, including 2 in a row to start this series, and 3 straight wins against the Riversharks. With the win, the Ducks would improve to 2 games over 500 away from Bethpage Ballpark at 12-10, and would improve to 500 against their own division at 8-8. They still have 3 more outs to get. Carmine Giardina just pitched a 1-2-3 8th inning, and there's no action for the Ducks in their bullpen right now, so it appears he will pitch the 9th as well. Camden, if they drop this game, will have lost 4 straight and will drop to 17-23 on the season, including 9-10 here at home. The Ducks offense has just been doing such a great job in this series. Ian Marshall just ran out to go coach first base, and the first pitch to Redmond is taken for a strike. Regi Corona was going to go do it. He had the helmet on and was starting to walk out there, and then all of a sudden Ian Marshall came out of the dugout and took the helmet right away from him. Redmond had a 2-run, 2-out double his last time at the plate. That was back in inning number 6. The 0-1 is ripped on the ground foul to the third base dugout, and the count 0-2. Before that, drew a walk in the 5th, grounded into a fielder's choice in the 4th, and popped to short in the 1st. Ducks scored 2 in the 1st, 4 in the 5th, and 3 in the 6th. The Riversharks a run in the 3rd and 2 in the 5th. Lots of crooked numbers for the Ducks, and the 0-2 is low. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. The good thing about the 11:05 start for Game 1 is that the teams will have a bit of a break in between the 2 games, a little under 5 hours of a break. This game, if it ends in the bottom of the 9th, will end a little bit after 2. And Game 2 scheduled to begin at 7:05. Here's the 1-2. And Redmond takes a fastball up and away for ball 2. So the teams will have a chance to get some rest. Again, a game last night that didn't end until about 11 o'clock because of the 47-minute delay at the start. Two teams had less than 12 hours before they had to start playing here in game 1 today. 2-2. Redmond swings, pops this one up. Foul behind the plate off to our right. That's out of play. And so we'll do it again with the count of 2-2 on Redmond. Michael Click stands in on the mound as he looks in for the sign from Eddie Sarando. Now comes set. 2-2 to Redmond. A fastball on the outside corner for a called strike 3. 6th strikeout for Riversharks pitching today, the first for Click, and there's one away. On the season, Michael Click, a 2-0 record, a 3.78 ERA in 16 games out of the bullpen. He's given up 17 hits in 16 2/3 innings, 7 runs, all of them earned. 5 walks to 17 strikeouts. So with 1 out and the bases empty, here is Jose Morales, who is the Sacante's K-man of the game today, but has not struck out yet in 4 plate appearances. First pitch on the way, and he'll take a fastball up and away for ball 1. Morales grounded back to the mound in the 2nd inning, drew a walk in the 4th, delivered a 2-run single to left in the 5th, and grounded it to 2nd in the 6th inning. The 1-0 pitch from Click. Kicks and fires, and Morales swings, lifts this one in the air to left field towards the line. Long run for Evan Crawford. Crosses in a foul ground and makes the catch. So Jose Morales retired. He's now 1 of 4. And with 2 away, that'll leave it up to Blake Davis.
Second baseman, number 22, Blake Davis.
So here is Blake Davis to the plate, looking to join the on-base party. Everybody has reached base in this game with the exception of Davis and Kamatsu. Everybody on the Ducks, I should say. They are combined 0 for 8 in the game and have struck out 3 times combined. Click comes set on the mound, and his first pitch to Blake Davis is a fastball up and away for ball 1. Blake Davis had a ground ball back to the mound in the 2nd, a pop out to 3rd in the 4th, and strikeout swinging in both the 5th and the 7th. Looking ahead to the bottom half of the 9th inning, Camden will have Costanzo, Crawford, and Serrano, the 6, 7, and 8 hitters, due up. Against Giardina, the 1-0, lifted foul, 3rd base side out of play. That'll even the count at 1-1. Yeah, no action for the Ducks in the bullpen, so it appears that Giardina will try and throw his 2nd scoreless inning of relief and complete 4 scoreless for the Ducks bullpen. In relief of Mark Rogers, who is 3 outs away from his 2nd win of the year. Here comes the 1-1. Click kicks and fires, and Davis swings and misses, cut through a fastball. The count goes to 1-2. After thinking game 2 with the lefty on the mound and Bill Murphy, Reggie Corona will probably play at 2nd base. And Mike Blank will probably go in as the catcher. Those will be the only 2 defensive moves probably for the Ducks in game 2. The 1-2 lifted in the air down the left field line, slicing foul and out of play. So we'll do it once again at a ball and 2 strikes. The Ducks will be sending their lefty Andrew Barbosa, the 6'8" southpaw, who has looked so good so far. 1-0 with a 0.60 ERA. The 1-2 to Davis. Kick and the pitch on the way, and Davis swings and grounds it foul hard at the first base line. So fighting off a couple tough pitches here with 2 outs against Michael Click. Nine-3 Ducks here in the top of the 9th inning. It'll be a 1-ball, 2-strike pitch to Blake Davis. Base is empty and 2 down. Click deals, and Davis takes a fastball just off the outside edge. That'll even up the count at 2-2. Almost everybody has left the ballpark with the exception of a handful of fans on both sides of the field, but almost all the school groups have made their way out except for maybe one or two. And the 2-2 pitch on the way. Click deals, and Davis swings, fouls this one off the mask, or the helmet of Eddie Sarando, and again, fighting to stay alive. Good at bat here for Blake Davis. Long look in here for the right-hander Michael Click as he gets the sign. Now he comes set. Now the 2-2 pitch. Davis takes low and inside. That'll run the count full. If Davis reaches, Eric Komatsu will be next. Infield slightly shifted to the right side here. It's gotten very, very quiet here at the ballpark. And the 3-2 on the way is low and outside, ball 4. So Blake Davis with a great at bat. He's able to draw the 2-out walk. 6th walk given up by Camden pitching today. It's another Municipal Credit Union walk with a purpose. Every time a Ducks batter walks, the Quacker Jack Foundation wins. So Davis joins the on-base party. That means everybody on the Ducks, with the exception of the man at the plate right now, has reached base at least once in the game. And here is Eric Komatsu, who has hit the ball hard twice to left, but both times has resulted in lineouts. He's also grounded to second and struck out looking. So Komatsu stands in against Michael Click. The first pitch on the way from the right-hander is a fastball into the belt for strike 1. Click stands in at 6'3", 210 pounds. This July will turn 27 years old, born in Media, Pennsylvania. Last pitch with Lincoln in the American Association. Here's the 0-1. Komatsu takes a fastball outside. And the count now even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So yesterday, in what was a tight game, the Ducks looked like they were going to have to use closer Ryan Cushmall. They were able to stay away from him with the 7-run 9th inning. Today, with a 9-3 lead, at least going into the 9th, the Ducks can avoid him and Emilio Diaz as well in Game 1. The 1-1. Ripped in the air to right center field. On the run, Michael Rocket still racing in. He dives. Did he make the catch? He did. What a grab by Michael Rocket, denying Eric Komatsu of the base hit. And he is now 0 for 5 in the game. A hard luck day for Komatsu, who's hit the ball well a couple times. Just hasn't been able to find the grass. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We will head to the bottom of the 9th. Ducks trying closing out their 4th win in a row as they lead it 9-3.
Hi, this is manager Kevin Byers, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/Ducks Baseball.
James Simmons is going back. He is looking up, and on the park night, that one is gone and reaches a kennel in Central Islip.
That was another home run for the Ducks. And Duck fans, what's more fun than a home run that helps the Ducks win a game? How about a homer that helps the community win? Chappie's Funeral Home and the Long Island Ducks have once again teamed up for the Chappie's Home Run Challenge. If the Ducks hit 100 homers this season, Chappie's Funeral Home will donate $5,000 to the Quacker Jack Foundation. So every time a Ducks hitter goes deep this season, watch for the Chappie's Challenge home run count on the scoreboard. And if we reach 100, we're all a winner. Chappie's Funeral Home, where caring for others is a family tradition.
Can't get enough of the Long Island Ducks? Well, now you can get even more inside info on your favorite hometown team through Facebook and Twitter. The Ducks are constantly updating fans through social media with scores, transactions, ballpark promotions, and much more. You can even win great prizes. All you'll need to do is make a free account on Facebook and Twitter, and then visit us at facebook.com/LIDucks and twitter.com/LIDucks. Think you're Long Island's biggest Ducks fan? Get connected now.
Nine-3, the Ducks lead it as we go to the bottom half of the 9th inning here in Game 1 of the doubleheader. Ducks trying to make it 2 straight wins to open up this series over the Riversharks and take the opening game of this day-night doubleheader. Game 2 will begin at about 7:05 p.m. here in Camden, a matchup of left-handers. Andrew Barbosa for the Ducks, Bill Murphy for the Riversharks. But Carmine Giardina, a left-hander in his own right, will try and pick up the final 3 outs of the ball game. As he will face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for Camden. It'll be Mike Costanzo, Evan Crawford, and Eddie Sarando. So if Giardina could throw a scoreless inning, it would be 4 more scoreless innings out of the bullpen in relief of Mark Rogers today. And here is Mike Costanzo to lead off. He is 1 for 2 with a walk, and the first pitch is hit on the ground to the right side in the hole, past the diving try of Blake Davis. And a leadoff single for Costanzo, his second hit of the ball game. So Costanzo struck out his first time up, but since then has walked and scored, doubled, and singled.
Number 52, Evan Crawford.
Just the 5th hit for the Riversharks, who have combined to collect just 9 hits over the first 2 games of this series. And here's Evan Crawford, who after Costanzo walked in the 5th, lifted a 2-run home run to left field, his first of the year. Giardina's first pitch is a fastball just low. The count 1-0. Crawford also had a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the 3rd. His last time up, though, in the 6th, he struck out against Nick Struck. Costanzo leads at first, and the 1-0 from Giardina. And Crawford takes a breaking ball in for a strike over the inside corner. The count even up at 1-1. So Kevin Baez 3 outs away, from his 300th career managerial win. The 1-1 is outside for a ball. The count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. And again, there is a technicality of that. If the Ducks end up winning that game, that is continued from May 18th, the suspended game in Lancaster, then technically last night would have been his 300th win. 2-1. Crawford lifts this one in the air to right. Prentice Redmond moves in and to his left a couple steps. He'll make the catch. So Evan Crawford is retired, and that is the first out here in the 9th inning.
Catcher number 28, Eddie Sarando.
So with 1 away and 1 on, here is the 8-hitter and catcher Eddie Sarando, who is 1 for 3, had an RBI double back in the 3rd inning for the first of the 3 Riversharks runs. Sarando and Crawford, the 7 and 8 hitters, have done all the damage offensively in terms of the run production. The first pitch is in for a called strike from Giardina. The count 0-1. Since then, though, Sarando has grounded to short and struck out looking. Here's the 0-1. And Sarando swings and misses. Good breaking ball that time from Giardina. And he is quickly ahead of Sarando, 0-2. 9 runs, 12 hits for the Ducks. They have combined now for 18 runs on 26 hits in the first 2 games of this series. And the 0-2 is upstairs on a fastball. Sarando would not chase. The count 1-2. As for Camden, they have combined for just 4 runs on 9 hits, and that's been the difference. The Ducks' bats have just been that much better. Now, 1-2 on the way is a breaking ball that just missed up and away. Giardina trying to get the strike call at the belt, did not get it, so the count is even up at 2-2. Costanzo continues to lead at first. They're picking up the leadoff single here in the 9th inning, just out of the reach of Blake Davis. 2-2 to Sarando. The pitch is swung and fouled back to the screen behind home plate. Good cut to stay alive. That keeps the count even at 2-2. Follow all the action for Game 2 later on tonight in our flagship radio station, 103.9 FM LI News Radio, and online at linewsradio.com. 2-2, popped him up on the left side of the infield. Cody Puckett in foul territory, right on the warning track in front of the Riversharks dugout, will make the catch. So Eddie Sarando, is retired on the foul pop-out. And with 2 away and 1 on in the 9th inning, the last hope for the Riversharks is Michael Rocket. So here is Michael Rocket to the plate, 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Carmine Giardina and the Ducks 1 out away from a dominant victory here in the opener of this twin bill. First pitch on the way from Carmine Giardina is a fastball just a bit high. And the count goes to 1-0. Michael Rocket, a ground out to third in the 3rd inning, a fly out to center in the 5th, and a strikeout swinging in the 7th. 1-0 from Giardina, and Rocket lays off the fastball, just catches a piece of the outside corner. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Kevin Byas, 78 wins in his first year as manager, 63 in each of the next two, and 73 last year. And a 1-1 is a breaking ball over the inside corner for strike two. And so far, 22 wins this year. That adds up to 299, and he is one strike away from win number 300. The 1-2 on the way is swung on and just foul tipped by Rocket. Could not see the baseball at first. It was fouled in front of home plate, or technically behind home plate, but in front of Morales, and couldn't see it at first. So Rocket just gets a piece to stay alive. Now it'll be a 1-2 once again from Giardino. Gets the pitch he likes, kicks and fires, and Rocket swings, lifts this one in the air to shallow center, racing in Delta Cleary Jr. on the run. He slides, and he makes the catch. A terrific sliding grab in center by Delta Cleary Jr. This ball game is over. The Long Island Ducks defeat the Camden Riversharks 9-3, and Ducks manager Kevin Byas has won his 300th career game as a manager for the Long Island Ducks. So he gets a big hug in the dugout from Ducks trainer Donnie Pitchford, a handshake from Marty Jansen. The Ducks are out on the field to high-five each other, and Long Island has won back-to-back games to open up this series as they take the opener of today's doubleheader by a count of 9-3 over the Camden Riversharks, their fourth straight win. Take a break. When we come back, we'll recap this game and hand out the Player of the Game award. Ducks win it 9-3. Kevin Byas, his 300th career managerial victory.
Hey fans, this is closing pitcher Ryan Cushmal, and you're listening to Ducks Baseball on the Ducks official YouTube channel, youtube.com/DucksBaseball.
The results are in. Thousands of PSEG Long Island customers participated in our energy efficiency programs, saving nearly $35 million. Being energy efficient helps our environment too. Together, we've eliminated 21,000 cars worth of emissions in 2014. Thank you, Long Island. We're all making a difference. Discover how we're improving every day to bring you better service at www.psegLINY.com/efficiency.
Baseball fans, the Long Island Ducks mobile app has officially arrived. Powered by Clear Vision Apps, it's your one-stop shop for all things Ducks baseball. Buy tickets straight from your mobile device. Receive game status updates with push notifications. Check out up-to-the-minute news and scores and interact with the Ducks on social media. Best of all, it's free. Download the Ducks mobile app today by visiting the App Store on your Apple-powered device or Google Play on your Android-powered device. The Long Island Ducks mobile app, with you wherever you flock to. Well, the Long Island Ducks winning yet again, their fourth win overall, their fifth in 6 games against the Camden Riversharks this year, and they take it 9-3 over the Riversharks to open up this day-night doubleheader, and now have opened up the series with back-to-back victories. The bullpen was spectacular again. 4 more scoreless innings for Nick Struck and Carmine Giardina combined, giving up just 2 hits and striking out 5 in the process. And Mark Rogers picks up his second win of the year. Let's recap this game first here on the post-game show. As the Ducks get off to a good start here in this doubleheader, Long Island got to work early against Riversharks starter Zachary Clark in the first inning. Brian Sabatella led off with a single to left. Delta Cleary Jr. followed with a walk. And with runners at first and second and nobody out, Cody Puckett singled through the right side to plate Brian Sabatella for the first run of the game. John Griffin then grounded into a 6-4-3 double play that plated another run. And so the Ducks had themselves a 2-0 lead after 1 inning. Mark Rogers retired the first 6 Riversharks batters he faced, but allowed a run in the third after giving up a leadoff single to Evan Crawford, who would steal second and scored on Eddie Sarando's RBI double. However, Rogers settled down, retired the next 3 in order, kept the Ducks in front 2-1. It would stay 2-1 until the 5th. Long Island missed out on an opportunity with the bases loaded and 1 out in the 4th, but they certainly made up for it in the 5th as they batted around against Clark and Herrera. Clark allowed a leadoff single to Dan Lyons, a single to Brian Sabatella, and then Delta Cleary Jr. reached on a sacrifice bunt and an error by Clark, who threw the ball down the right field line that would score a run and made it at that time a 3-1 game. And runners at second and third with nobody out. Cody Puckett would draw a walk to load the bait to put runners at the corners after Brian Sabatella scored from third on a wild pitch. And so that made it a 4-1 game. John Griffin struck out swinging. However, It was Prentice Redmond drawing a walk to load the bases for Jose Morales. Chris Widger kept in Clark to face Morales, and Morales made him pay with a 2-run single to left that made it a 6-1 game. At that point, Morales was on first, and replacing the pitcher Clark was Daniel Herrera, who would strike out Blake Davis and Eric Komatsu to avoid any further trouble. Camden made it a 6-3 game in the bottom of the 5th inning when Mike Costanzo led off the frame with a walk against Mark Rogers, and Evan Crawford then hit a 2-run home run to left, his first home run of the year. Rogers settled down to retire the next two, allowed a walk and a stolen base to Brandon Chavez, but got Carlos Guzman on the ground as second to end the 5th, and that gave him an opportunity to qualify for the win. And the Ducks made it more so of a case for him to get the win in the 6th when they scored 3 more runs against Daniel Herrera. Dan Lyons started off the inning with a double to left, his second hit of the game. Brian Sabatello followed with an RBI single to right, his 4th hit of the contest, and that made it a 7-3 game at the time. Delta Cleary Jr. struck out swinging. Cody Puckett followed with an RBI with a single to left that put runners at first and second with 1 out. John Griffin popped out to left field, but Prentice Redmond picked him up with a 2-run double into the left center field gap. His 10th and 11th RBIs of the year made it a 9-3 contest. The Ducks bullpen took over from that point on. Nick Struck allowed just a hit and 2 walks in 2 scoreless innings of relief, striking out 5 batters. Carmine Giardino worked a 1-2-3 inning in the 8th and allowed just a leadoff single to Mike Costanzo in the 9th. Delta Cleary Jr. made a fantastic sliding catch to end the game. The Ducks picked up the win by a count of 9-3 and gave Kevin Baez his 300th managerial win since serving as the Ducks manager beginning in 2011. The final totals for the game: 9 runs, 12 hits, no errors for the Ducks, who ended up leaving a total of 8 runners on base, 3 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for the Riversharks, who left 6 men on base. Mark Rogers gets the win. He improves to 2-3, gave up 3 runs on 3 hits and 3 walks in 5 innings while striking out 2. The loser, Zachary Clark, falls to 0-2. He allowed 6 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits and 5 walks while striking out just 1 in 4 in the 3rd innings. No save. And the game took a total of 2 hours and 58 minutes in front of an announced crowd of 5,698. A great crowd here at Campbell's Field. Time to give out the Player of the Game award, and today we are going to give it to Brian Sabatello, who was fantastic at the plate. He was 4 for 4, all 4 of his hits singles. He drove in a run, scored 3 times as well. The only time he was retired was in the 7th on a fly ball to center. So Brian Sabatello is our Player of the Game for Game 1 of the doubleheader. As for the out-of-town scoreboard, again, everything else will be later on this evening. This is the only game going on right now. Southern Maryland Blue Crabs will play a doubleheader, 2 7-inning games against the Bridgeport Bluefish. Game 1 beginning at 6:05, Game 2 beginning 30 minutes after Game 1 is completed. They were rained out the last 2 days in Waldorf, Maryland. At 6:30 in York, Pennsylvania, the Revolution will host the Sugarland Skeeters. York trying to get back on the winning track. They have now lost 4 in a row. And it'll be the Patriots hosting the Barnstormers in Somerset at 7:05 at TD Bank Ballpark. The Patriots continuing to win game after game, making it very tough on the Ducks in the Liberty Division race. As for the Major League scoreboard, Yankees and Mets both in action later tonight. Yankees will be at Yankee Stadium at 7:05 to host the Angels. Jared Weaver will go for the Angels. He's 4-4 with a 4.08 ERA. Nathan Eovaldi will go for the Yankees. He is 4-1 with a 4.40 earned run average. Across the river here in Philadelphia, the Phillies will host the San Francisco Giants at 7:05. Tim Lincecum for the Giants. He's 5-3 with an ERA of 3. Jerome Williams, the former Atlantic Leaguer, will go for the Phillies. He's 3-5 with a 5.49 ERA and a 9.40 out in Arizona. It'll be the Mets visiting the Diamondbacks. It'll be Jonathan Neese for the Mets. He's 3-5 with a 4.42 ERA. Jeremy Hellickson will go for the Diamondbacks. He's 3-3 with a 5.08 earned run average. And then later on tonight at 9 o'clock in Houston, the New York Red Bulls in MLS action will visit the Houston Dynamo. Game 2 of the doubleheader here will begin at approximately 7:05 p.m. We'll have the pregame show beginning at 6:50 for you. And it'll be a pair of left-handers going for each of the teams. For the Ducks, it'll be Andrew Barbosa, who has been fantastic in 3 starts. He is 1-0 with a 0.60 ERA, has struck out 16 in 15 innings of work, giving up just 1 run. And he will be opposed by lefty Bill Murphy for the Riversharks, who has struggled in 7 starts. He is 1-4 with a 5.31 ERA, allowing 47 hits, 21 walks in 39 innings of work while striking out 23. And he was hit up hard by the Ducks for a loss back on May 22nd at Bethpage Ballpark. So Long Island will look to guarantee themselves a series win in the nightcap of the doubleheader today after taking the opener by a count of 9-3 over the Riversharks for Kevin Baez' 300th managerial victory. That's going to do it for us here at Campbell's Field for the day game of our doubleheader. Once again, the final score, it was the Ducks 9 and the Riversharks 3. We invite you to join us for our next broadcast, which will be later on this evening at 7:05 when the Ducks and the Riversharks play Game 2 of the Twin Bill. Pre-game show will begin at 6:50. First pitch at 7:05. You can follow all the action on the Ducks flagship radio station, 103.9 FM, LI News Radio, and online at linewsradio.com. My name is Michael Pollack. Thank you so much for spending your Friday morning and afternoon with me. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast and another Ducks victory. Have a great rest of your Friday afternoon. We'll do it all over again later on tonight as the Ducks and the Riversharks close out this day-night doubleheader. Have a great rest of your Friday afternoon, and so long from Campbell's Field.